offensive system to try to produce two guys going up the ice and to try to create mayhem in the offensive zone and play the stretch game. The problem was it didn't incorporate enough players, so the game kind of stagnated. And for the Swedes, and Hardy Nielsen in particular, yeah, it worked maybe in their league, but it didn't work worldwide or globally. And so Sweden saw about a decade, and I call it the lost decade of Swedish player. If you go from the 1991 draft to the 1999 draft, Paul, you basically see no Swedish influence in the game. So Forsberg and Naslund in 1991, and not till 99 when you had the Sedins did Swedish hockey start to come back into vogue or popularity. And a big reason why is the torpedo. Now, other European countries tried to deploy it. Former NHL coach Pierre Page utilized it when he was coaching Ice Bear in Berlin and also when he was working in Salzburg in Austria. But again, not to great results, especially when a lot of North American players became involved. So the torpedo, I guess you could say, kind of damn the torpedo. They created a lot of problems for Swedish hockey. And when they got rid of the torpedo, Paul, it really created a lot of great players from Sweden.
One guy who loved the Swedish hockey was Bob Johnson. You talked about, I know he kept notes on their systems and all that stuff. And he used to talk about a guy named Kent Nielsen who played for the Calgary Flames. And we didn't even mention him today among all the greats. But a lot of people say he might have been the most skilled of all, the Magic Man in Calgary.
Kenta was so talented and so good. His son Robert was a first-round pick of the New York Islanders. He actually went ahead of Zach Parise, and I blasted the Islanders for doing that. And Robert really didn't have a career, but his father sure did. Kenta was a phenomenal player, whether he was in Calgary, whether he was in Edmonton, whether he was in Minnesota. Just an amazing talent, skillful beyond belief. I have so much respect for him. He eventually became an elite scout in the National Hockey League, mostly for the Edmonton Oilers. And anytime I'd go to Europe and I'd see Kenta, we'd have some really good laughs, but I have so much respect for him as a person and as a player. Paul, he was a phenomenal talent.
And how do you think those people feel today about having a chance to see Sidney Crosby, the great Canadian?
Oh, they'll be blown away. Swedish fans are just so into hockey. You know, I go over there, Paul. I was just there 3 years ago, and my wife was blown away by how many people recognize me. And, you know, I don't do a lot of TV in Sweden, but I spent a lot of time over there and coached a lot of Swedish players. Probably my most favorite was Ulfie, obviously, but I had the world of respect for Kjell as well. And obviously Marcus Naslund, who we drafted in Pittsburgh. But no, I just love Sweden. I love Swedish hockey. And the biggest misnomer about Swedish players, the quote-unquote chicken Swede factor, nothing could be further from the truth, Paul. They are tough people. They are hardy souls, and their work habits in hockey are impeccable. You will never hear an NHL person say, boy, that Swedish player was lazy, because they're not. They're hardworking and industrious.
And they're taught how to play defensive hockey from a young age, aren't they? And they're indoctrinated in it, more or less.
Are they ever, my man? Are they ever? That's such a great pickup by you, Paul. I just think of Thomas Steen in Winnipeg. I think about his son, Alexander Steen. I think about the great Peter Forsberg. I can go down the line. Jan Eriksson with the New York Rangers. All the great checking Swedish forwards that have played in the league. Kjell Samuel and Ulfie Samuelsson, obviously great Swedish defenders. Look at all the great Swedish defenders now led by Victor Hedman, probably. You got a little one in Erik Karlsson. There's so many of them, Paul. I can go down the line. I'm probably an ambassador for Swedish hockey, Paul. That's how much I think.
I know you are, Pierre, and that's great stuff. I love hearing your passion and really looking forward to seeing the reaction over there and seeing the hockey played between the Penguins and the Predators. I know you'll enjoy it too, and hopefully we'll talk to you before the game on Sunday.
Yeah, thanks so much, Paul. Just a quick shout-out for those in Pittsburgh that are thinking about it. Ray Shiro's Memorial at St. Lawrence University is this weekend, and the Stanley Cup winning general manager of your Pittsburgh Penguins in 2009, he's going into the St. Lawrence Hockey Hall of Fame this weekend. Couldn't be more proud of Ray Jean.
And you're doing a little tribute to him there, I take it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, enjoy that, Pierre. And I know that's a very sensitive issue for you because we all loved Ray very much. Thank you, and we'll talk to you before the next game. That's Pierre McGuire. We'll be back with more in a moment on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Hey everyone, it's me, Megan Kelly. I've got some exciting news. I now have my very own channel on Sirius XM. It's called the Megan Kelly Channel, and it is where you will hear the truth, unfiltered, with no agenda and no apologies. Along with the Megan Kelly Show, you're going to hear from people like Mark Halperin, Link Lauren, Maureen Callahan, Emily Jashinsky, Jesse Kelly, Real Clear Politics, and many more. It's bold, no BS news, only on the Megan Kelly Channel, Sirius XM 111, and on the Sirius XM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Just the nature of the NHL. As bad as things seem, as good as things seem, the NHL just has a way of leveling out. Everyone is doing okay. And it's just one real clump in the middle. No one's really separating. No one's really falling off completely.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey. NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on Sirius XM FC 157. Workday.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, your neighborhood Ford store. Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are the official vehicles of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now it's time for Muse's Musings.
Dan Muse, not real thrilled with the outcomes of the last couple of games before the Penguins took off for Sweden, and so it was really on his mind right from the start, from the first press conference that he did, as the Penguins lost to the Devils and then to Los Angeles before they left for Sweden. So we don't have Dan Muse right now. Okay, we'll get to him, but he was not happy at all with the fact that the Penguins didn't generate enough offense to get over the hump, to get past that fine line between winning and losing, that the Penguins are on the wrong side of the last couple of games. They have only one win in their last 5. I could just tell, seeing him after the loss to New Jersey, he wasn't thrilled. And so, there is that side of Dan Muse, too. He has great expectations. And what I think is interesting about what's happened with the Penguins, with the start that they've gotten off to, in 1 month's time, the whole mindset, the psychological aspect of this team has changed. It went from being a team that nobody expected anything of to a team that now all of a sudden they're expecting a lot of from themselves. So now there's almost a kind of pressure to live up to those expectations that they've created by having a good start, as opposed to not having to live up to anything and just having a chip on their shoulder when the season began. Now everybody's telling them what a surprise they are, how well they're playing. You guys are going to make the playoffs and all that. So it's a completely different mindset. It's not that underdog mentality kind of thing. So from that perspective, things have changed just in 1 month. Now, on the other side, the Predators, a team that was horrible last year, and they're getting off to another bad start. Now there's already talk about maybe Andrew Brunette's job being on the line. So we'll see what happens. But Dan Muse most definitely is expecting a lot of his team now after the way they've played.
And the Devils win this hockey game. And the Penguins unable to pull off the comeback. They fall to LA 3-2.
Yeah, these last couple, you come out of those games, I come out of those games, and you're disappointed that we're not getting more points than we did. But what we felt during the game, and what I also felt after watching the games back, was I thought that our process was probably better than some games previously had, where we are coming away with those points. And so I think we need to, we don't want to just settle on that. We want to make sure that we're continuing to do things, to be able to put ourselves in a better position, at the end of the game, to get those points. But, I liked a lot of what we were doing. I think it's stuff that's sustainable. It's a lot of the things that I liked were things that, should be there from game to game. I think we can continue to look at ways there to just generate more 5-on-5. I think that's something that, over those last couple of games that we're getting some chances, we're getting good chances, but, we need we need more of them. And so, the majority of it, I think there's a lot to build off of there, but we want to make sure that we're still adding more layers here moving forward.
This is Labatt, brewed for the hockey fans who yell, "Shoot it" from the cheap seats, and scream, "Ref, you suck," like it ever worked. You pound on the glass, spill your beer, and still act like you're running the power play. But hockey wouldn't be hockey without fans like you and a Labatt in hand. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
Visit Ken Drew's for $3 Labatt Blue and Blue Light bottles during all Penguins games. Just like defensemen have to protect the crease, you have to protect the paint of your car. Mr. Magic Car Wash is offering a free Paint Protect wash valued at $25 to all new customers. Visit MrMagicCarWash.com to redeem your free wash today.
It's been said in hockey and in life, it's important to always back your partner. S&T Bank and the Pittsburgh Penguins are here to back you in the game of life. In partnership with the Penguins and the Pens Foundation, S&T is awarding 5 students studying communications, marketing, or a related field a $5,000 scholarship each to support their education. This memorial scholarship honors the late Pens broadcaster Mike Lang, and the deadline to apply is January 30th. So don't be left saying,
Elvis has just left the building.
Visit Pittsburgh Penguins website for more information and apply today.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Paul Steigerwald. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shifts. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals over the years. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. They develop solutions that preserve natural resources with the goal to protect and beautify our world. PPG Paints Arena is proud to be the first LEED Gold certified NHL arena. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
No matter the occasion, there's always a reason to celebrate with a DQ ice cream cake. Creamy DQ soft serve and the chocolatey crunch center is great at any get-together. Customize yours today at DQ.com. DQ is the official ice cream and ice cream cake of the Penguins.
This is the Pittsburgh Penguins Hockey Network. This copyrighted broadcast is the property of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Any rebroadcast or reproduction of all or part of this broadcast, or any descriptions or accounts of this game therein without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Penguins is strictly prohibited.
Welcome to the Old Two-Niner. 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 Welcome to the Old Two-Niner.
Time for 2 minutes with the Old Two-Niner. Brought to you by your Pittsburgh area Lexus dealers. Experience amazing.
Welcome to the Old Two-Niner, Pens and Preds. Tonight we're joined now by former Preds draft pick, current Penguin forward, Tommy Novak. And Tommy, my first one for you is who's your best buddy over there on the other side for the Predators that absolutely won't be your best buddy here tonight?
There's a lot of buddies over there, but I'd say Luke Evangelista was a really close friend of mine throughout the years there together. We played in Milwaukee and then up in Nashville as well. So yeah, he won't be my buddy tonight. I'll try to go a little extra hard on him.
Does this one mean a little more for you? I think this is the first time you've played against the team that took you in the draft in third round.
No, yeah, first time. Yeah, I mean, it might mean a little more to me, I'd say. I mean, I'd like to think I come into every game with the same intentions, but yeah, hopefully it gives me a little more jump tonight.
What's it been like playing with Evgeny Malkin? I think you've heard some of the kind of the talk that, Gino has said he wants to play with you. He likes the way you play, he likes your style. And to come into this game after having a nice goal the other night against the LA Kings with a nice pass from Gino, what's it been like playing with 71?
Yeah, he's an amazing player. I mean, such a good passer, sees the ice so well, and he's also huge and can skate. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun just trying to, do my best to carry on plays with him. And him and Mo have been, so good this season. So just trying to hopefully carry on their momentum and just do my job. And it's been a lot of fun. So hopefully we can keep it going.
Last one for you, Tommy. You want to remind yourself this is just another game. This is 4 big points on the table here for this weekend against Nashville. But it's kind of not just another game, right? Because when the lights go on and that puck gets dropped, the atmosphere is going to be different. It's a different building, a building you've never played in before. So how do you balance all that?
It's definitely interesting. Obviously, the time change is a big thing. Just getting acclimated to that, and yeah, I think we'll see what happens. I think once the puck drops, that everything kind of just goes back to hockey. But yeah, it's a super interesting experience. It's been a lot of fun to be here in Sweden and kind of a once in a lifetime thing. So just take it all in, and then when the puck drops, just try to give full effort and find your legs and get going. So yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Tommy, thanks for doing this. All the best. Go get those Preds.
Yeah, will do. Yeah, thanks.
That's Tommy Novak, and your 2 minutes with the old 2-9er. Enjoy the hockey.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Because life. Now it is time for the Highmark Injury Update.
Well, today, Josh Getzoff and Phil Borg will be going worldwide. They're doing the world feed over there in Sweden, so all the other networks will be picking up their call of the game today, so that'll be fun for them, for sure, and for Penguins fans, but you'll notice that they'll probably not be as homerish as they usually are. Here's our Highmark injury report, and the list is the same for the Penguins. We hope that maybe somebody might be able to lick their wounds during this break, but that's not the case. Ricard Raquel, Rucker McGroarty, Caleb Jones, Justin Brazeau, Noel Acciari, Tristan Jarry, and, of course, Philip Hollander all out for the Penguins. And the big name for the Predators, without a doubt, is Roman Josi. He is not available to them. $546 million on the line tomorrow night in the Powerball. You can register online or at your local retailer. Enter the contest, 18 or older. You have to be that, and you have to play responsibly to be able to win that $546 million jackpot of the Powerball in the Pennsylvania Lottery. Joe Brand and Colby Armstrong have the call for you today here on the radio, on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Hi, Staggy here to tell you about another great product from Nova Scotia. Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Canada, Donair is similar to gyro meat, but it's seasoned beef, not lamb. And like 87, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky is absolutely off the charts. It's keto-friendly, high in protein, and Mr. Donair's gyro seasoning makes it the best jerky you'll ever taste. You'll find it on Amazon, Cohen Markets, Turkey Hill, Country Fair, and PPG Paints Arena. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Looking for the ultimate getaway? Stay and play at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Whether you're here for a weekend escape or a midweek retreat, we've got everything you need under one roof. Wake up refreshed in one of our stunning rooms and head straight to the action, just steps away from the casino floor. Enjoy a variety of gaming, dining, and entertainment, all just outside your door. Visit riverscasino.com and book your stay today. Experience the best of both worlds at the Landing Hotel at Rivers Casino. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking for an easy way to go green? With Indra Energy's Green Tree Plans, you can help reforest the planet just by powering your home. Green Tree Plans are 100% zero emission, supporting clean energy and a healthier planet. Plus, earn tree plantings every single month based on your energy usage. Terms and conditions apply. Make the simple switch to a plan that gives back sustainably. Grow your forest today at greentreeplan.com. Indra Energy, a new way to power your life.
It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Tonight from the Civic Arena, the Penguins meet the New York Rangers.
Up career assist number 600 and score! And Getty Malkin bats home the loose change.
The Pittsburgh Penguins Radio Network proudly presents Penguins Hockey. The Penguins Radio Network is presented by S&T Bank and brought to you in part by Number 1 Cochrane, Go One Better, by IC Light, by McDonald's, providing you the official burger of the Pittsburgh Penguins, by Get Go Cafe and Market, Get Go, where the Pens go. By Coca-Cola, founding partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. By Clearview Federal Credit Union, helping people enjoy a better life. And by Indra Energy, an official Penguins Pledge champion partner. Penguins Hockey on the Radio begins right now.
Across the pond and on the ice, the Pittsburgh Penguins are set for the 2025 Global Series from Stockholm, Sweden. A 2-game series against the Nashville Predators, and you've got it all here on the Penguins Radio Network. Welcome in, Penguins fans, and welcome to the 2025 Global Series. Along with former Swedish athlete Colby Armstrong, I'm Joe Brand. Armdog, just a very cool moment overall for the Penguins, the Predators, and for the people of Sweden, especially the NHL fans here in Sweden, who don't have to wake up at 2 a.m. to catch a game today. It's kind of like the Beatles have come to town. You've got the face of the NHL in Sidney Crosby, and you've got hometown heroes like Erik Karlsson and Philip Forsberg, even on Nashville's side.
Yeah, those are big stars that play on their national teams over there are big time. I played World Championships twice as well. Swedish fans, hockey fans travel very, very well. It's ingrained. Hockey is into their culture over there. They do love it so much, and so for them to get games here as they've got in the past, it's big for that country and big for that fan base to get their eyes on them. You're right. I played a year over there, Joe, and I'll tell you what, it was hard following the NHL. It was difficult. The time change is crazy. Games start, as you said, 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. Who's staying up for that? I did a few times. I wanted to get my eyes on some of the games and see what was going on, but yeah, challenging to say the least, to really have kids in Sweden grow up seeing these guys in real time and kind of following. And so an opportunity for them to get their eyes on them here and get a ticket to Avicii Arena in Stockholm, Sweden is pretty special, I think, for the hockey community and the hockey people of Sweden.
And aside from all the novelty of this game, the cool moment it is for everyone involved, this is a big game for the Penguins. They're trying to get back on track. They're just 1-3-1 over their last 5 games, and hopefully they can use the adrenaline of this event to kind of get them back into the win column.
Yeah, and like everything surrounding this, right? Like this event, like it's more than just a game or 2 games that they're going to play there. It's a massive event that the NHL is putting on, and I think it's big for both teams, which sets the stage pretty well. Like the Predators have not had a great start. They've got 1 win, I think, in their last 9 games played.
Yep.
They've collected a few points, loser points in there as well. So 2 teams that are looking to get back on the right side of things and find something, and maybe getting on the road and maybe getting together and maybe going to a spa day with the whole team, as we saw Ricard Raquel took the boys on social media the other day. That can start to kind of turn things around. And so these trips are more meaningful in more ways than one, and one specifically being that you get to spend some real cool time with your team, and I think they need it a little bit, right? I think they, after that Toronto game a few games ago, gave up that lead and lost that game, and then LA was right there for them to have 2. They're just on that, I heard Paul Steigerwald in the pregame show talking, fine line of winning and losing, just finding themselves on the wrong side right now, so they got to find themselves and the difference to find their way on the right side to win games.
Yeah, this bit of a skid for the Penguins comes right after their 8-game point streak. Again, 1-3-1 over their last 5, most recently coming off a loss to the LA Kings. But the Nashville Predators, Army, a team that kind of opened up the checkbook a couple years ago. They bring in Steven Stamkos, they bring in Brady Shea, they bring in Ryan O'Reilly, and they had a rough year last season. The struggles have continued into this year. We were talking about it a little bit before the game, how Roman Yossi's absence is obviously playing a toll on the Nashville Predators. But this is a team that's really not performed the way that they would have liked to over this last year and a half now.
Yeah, and last year in talking to some people around the Predators, it was like, okay, we had a lot of main guys come in, right? A lot of guys that like to play in their positions, Marchessault, Stamkos, O'Reilly, Shea. Those are quality guys that are used to being in different spots or their spots. And I think it didn't go as planned last year, and they're like, oh, it takes some time to get acclimated and to figure it out. And, here we are to start this year now where it's not going good again. I think last year, Joe, I had them, if I did like a mock who's going to make the playoffs, I was caught into the excitement of who they brought in, and oh man, wow, look at these guys, and wow, they're going to make the playoffs. They weren't even close. And this year to start, the same thing.
So Things are about to get set from Avicii Arena. Obviously, a lot of pregame ceremonies for the moment, but we do have some pregame content that we'd like to get to because guys like Chris Letang, Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, they're back in Sweden. They were part of the team the last time the Penguins have played, and then obviously a very big day for Erik Karlsson. So a few stories from both Chris Letang and Erik Karlsson before we get to Puck Drop from Sweden in the Global Series here on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's different when you're 38 than you're 21, but it's an amazing city. I think it's beautiful. You got the water, you get the historic building, and the food scene is actually incredible, so it's fun to be here.
Does it feel like it's been 17 years?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. It seems like when you start walking in the street, you kind of remember the same things, but yeah, me and Sid were actually talking about like, hey, this is like the night we had there, and this is what we did, and like it was funny because there was music playing in our room, and we heard those songs for the first time in 2008 when we were in Sweden, and we keep listening to them. It's like a key moment that you hear the crowd. It's like kind of like chants and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've heard it's definitely a different vibe in Europe.
When Finnish teams play or Swedish teams, they're like a fan section. Whole like end is only fans full over every game, and they have chants and they stand whole the game and keep the voice there. So I hope it's here too. It's pretty amazing when you play that and when they keep that energy up whole game.
The fans are just it's a little bit like you see in like the soccer stadium. You know, it's like it's kind of loud all game. It's not like you know, quiet, and it's only when you score or there's like a key moment that you hear the crowd. It's like kind of like chants and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've heard it's definitely different.
Personalities is I had the puck a lot and I talked a lot, and he chased me around a lot, not saying much. So we're very different that way, I think. But he's only 2 years younger than me. He's a little bit bigger than me, so he was always same size growing up, so we did everything together, and he always played with us growing up, and you know, I always had a playmate pretty much my entire childhood.
Celebrate the NHL's return to Sweden with the Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation. Score a piece of Penguins history by bidding in our exclusive Global Series auction or by purchasing a Pittsburgh Penguins Global Series mystery autograph puck. It's your chance to own a piece of memorabilia from this one-of-a-kind international showdown. Whether it's from a legendary captain or a Swedish star, these exclusive items could be yours, but you'll have to act fast. Visit PittsburghPenguinsFoundation.org to buy or bid today. Don't miss out on this limited-time offer to bring a piece of the NHL Global Series home with you, all while benefiting the Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation.
Dear team, thanks for showing up for me with the best face paint and taunting the other team in the kindest way. For standing on your seat when I need the support and screaming until your throat hurts because you know it makes a difference. For wearing my number. For being the best teammates a player could ask for. At Highmark, we're proud to be cheering alongside the best teammates. Fans like you. Because life. Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Official health plan of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
In Pittsburgh, champions aren't just born, they're built. And NSS Life has been part of that winning legacy for decades.
We've stood with the city's champions on and off the field,
building futures that are strong, secure, and built to last.
NSS Life is proud to be part of Pittsburgh's past and your future.
NSS Life, the official life insurance company of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Attention to center ice for tonight's ceremonial puck drop. Please welcome a true icon of Swedish style and international.
The 2025 Global Series from Stockholm, Sweden. Just about all set as the Pittsburgh Penguins get ready to take on the Nashville Predators. It's the first of 2 games in Sweden and the only 2 games of the season series between the Pens and the Preds. What's going on, Penguins fans? Alongside Colby Armstrong, I'm Joe Brand, and the Penguins trying to get back in the win column after going 1-3-1 over their last 5. They haven't played since Sunday against the LA Kings. The Nashville Predators come in 5-9-4. They're last in the Central Division at the moment and currently on a 3-game losing skid. Obviously, the premier faces for this game, Erik Karlsson, the defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Filip Forsberg, the left winger for the Nashville Predators. Unfortunately, Rickard Rakell is dealing with an injury. He is with the team in Sweden right now, but he is not available to play. The Penguins also had Philip Hollander on the roster earlier this year that was making some noise in the first couple of games. Unfortunately, he went on the injured list as well, including having a blood clot, so he's unable to make the voyage over to Sweden. But a very cool moment for both these teams and everyone involved as well. Let's get to our starting lineups, which are presented by Clearview Federal Credit Union, as Dan Muse goes with his typical setup. Top line of Brian Rust, Sidney Crosby, and Ben Kindle. Tommy Novak, Evgeny Malkin, and Anthony Mantha make up the second line. Ville Koivunen is with Kevin Hayes and Philip Tomasino, the former Pred. Joona Koppanen, Blake Lizotte, and Connor Dewar make up the fourth line. Your defensive pairs are Parker Wotherspoon and Erik Karlsson. Ryan Shea with Chris Letang. Ryan Graves is with Matt Dumba, and Artur Shilov's in net against the Nashville Predators. This is not the first time he's faced Nashville, and not only that, he has faced the Nashville Predators in the playoffs. The short time he had with the Vancouver Canucks being called up quickly into the postseason. His last game against Nashville was a series clincher and a shutout against the Nashville Predators. He takes on Jussi Saros in net for the Nashville Predators, who are attacking from right to left in their gold jerseys. The Penguins in their white sweaters, they're attacking from left to right. Drop of the puck, we're underway for the 2025 Global Series in Sweden. And the opening faceoff is brought to you by number 1 Cochrane, Go One Better. Sidney Crosby over the Predators line, drops it down to the corner. It's swung around the boards as Karlsson sends it now deep to the corner off the stick of Brian Rust. Karlsson keeps it alive, swings it back down over to the far corner. Evangelista will play it off the boards for Nashville and flip it out to center ice as the Predators try to regroup.
Two good keeps in the offensive zone for the hometown kid, Erik Karlsson. He likes to live dangerously up there on the offensive blue line, but did a good job to hope to keep the play in as the Penguins get a line change in. Letang sets up behind his own net.
Ironically, the last time the Penguins were in Sweden, they played the Ottawa Senators, but Erik Karlsson wasn't in the league yet. They split that season series, 1 game apiece with Ottawa, winning in overtime. Our buddy Tyler Kennedy picking up the overtime game-winning goal in that first game.
Shooters shoot. TK's a shooter.
Back in that day, it was called the NHL Premier Series, as it's sent in behind the net of Jussi Saros, played up to the point by Koppanen. It's Ryan Shea, the defenseman. He'll spin it down around the boards. Dewar waiting in behind Saros' net, but it's pried out by the Predators. As Marcia Show will get it out to the neutral zone, kicks it away to Parker Wotherspoon. Penguins take it back. As Wotherspoon carries it through center ice, dumps it down into the Preds end. Off the puck, rather off the stick of Jussi Saros, flipped over to the near side. Mantha's got it. Now having some trouble getting around one of the Preds as Nashville works it out. Michael Bunting coughs it up. Shot fired. Ryan Graves with a wrister, but a block save from Jussi Saros.
And Graves active again in the O-zone since being recalled, just seemingly more confident in jumping up and making himself more available to get chances.
4th game of the season for Ryan Graves since being recalled from Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Predators in the Penguin zone now. Shot from above the far circle, doesn't get through traffic. It's taken by Matthew Wood. Dumped down to the corner around the boards for Matt Dumba to collect on the far side. Will allow the Penguins to get a line change here, as this is technically the road game for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Sunday will technically be the home game as they're offside heading into the Predators zone. Little over 2 minutes gone in this hockey game, no score. Penguins with the only 2 shots on goal from Sweden.
Everyone looking to get their feet wet here in Stockholm. And what a cool experience for all these players, coaches, staff, a lot to undertake. Get in there, the time change, of course. Get acclimated. Try some new things. I'm sure it's been something special for everyone.
Did you try many new things when you were playing in Sweden?
I tried a little bit of everything, yeah. I wasn't afraid. And a lot of smoked fish. Breakfasts are interesting, to say the least.
How so?
Smoked fish. You ever have that? I guess we have it with bagels.
I don't think I have. Yeah, a lox and bagel, I guess. Yeah. Here come the Pens in the Pred zone. Shot on net from Kevin Hayes. Kicked out of there with a pad save from Saros. Played over to the far side as McCarron will get it out to the neutral zone. Quickly broken up by Kevin Hayes. And Predators are able to sweep it out towards center ice. Ryan Shea will take it back. 3 minutes gone in the game. Penguins with the only shots on goal. They've got 3. As they'll chip it over the Predators line. Ben Kindle trying to drag it deeper into the zone, but it's pulled out by Nashville. Evangelista will sweep it down into the Penguins' end, near corner. Shea looks to get in front of Forsberg, the Swede. Over at the far corner, Forsberg spins it back the other way. Kendall plays it off the boards, drops it down to the corner. Kicked out to the neutral zone, but Nashville takes it back and dumps it back into the pen zone. Penguins were able to pick up an overtime winner last season against the Predators. That was in Nashville. Again, this is technically the home game for the Preds here today. And it's evening time in Nashville right now. Sunday's game obviously will be an earlier puck drop. There'll be an earlier puck drop in Sweden as well. But Army, you mentioned the quick turnaround for the team. They flew in and they quickly got onto the ice for practice. The loose puck goes over to the Predator zone. It's played by Saros, who'll swing it over to the near side.
Ex-Predator Tommy Novak was hunting in on Saros, hoping for a break.
Here come the Preds now. Shot on net over the cage of Artur Shilovs. Played over to the near side by the Pens. Still can't clear it out of the zone just yet. Haula goes downstairs. Stamkos has to play it off the end boards. Backhanded centering pass won't connect as Malkin sweeps it over to the far side. And now Marchessault tries to keep it around the boards. The Penguins pull it out. Novak up ahead. Taken and a shot fired. Shoulder save from UC Saros. Mantha spins it down deep from Malkin. Back up to Mantha. To Malkin up to the point. Wotherspoon cranks it over to Karlsson. Near side. Nice move to get around. Keeps it alive in the high slot to the far side. Centering pass missed everyone. Goes over to the near corner. Malkin can't get to it. And the Predators are able to get it out to the neutral zone.
That was a good shift right there by the Malkin line. And just kept corralling pucks down low, touch passes to each other, and some nifty play at the offensive blue line, as I mentioned, from Karlsson, who has it right now.
Fourth line out there now. Karlsson a drive from the high slot, went wide of the net, played up at the near corner, and flipped out to the point. Now sent over to the far side. Wotherspoon keeps it alive, spins it deep for Blake Lazat at the half wall. He tried to chip it out to the high slot. Predators break up the pass, fling it out to the neutral zone. Karlsson will race it down, though. 4.5 minutes gone from Sweden, no score. Penguins with the only 3 shots on goal. Here's another shot fired, but it didn't get through traffic. Fight for the puck in the near corner as Connor Dewar can't get to it. Nashville works it out of their zone as Wilsby sends it over to the far side into the Penguin zone. Here's Weisblatt up to the near wall to the point. Shot fire, kicked out of there by Shilovs. That's, I think, the first actual shot on goal from the Predators here today. We've reached 6 minutes through from Avicii Arena. In between the penalty boxes, Tomasino, the former Predator, can't get a hold of it. Taken away by Nashville. Penguins with a turnover here off the near wall. And Evangelista flips it out.
Koivunen was kind of tripped up there and seemed to be favoring his left leg.
There's a shot on net off of Shilovs, whose mask goes flying and drops in front of him, and will send us to our first media timeout. Just a little under 14 minutes to go in the first period. We've got no score from Sweden. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
Protecting your assets should not be. When it comes to insurance, employee benefits, or surety bonding, rely on the industry experts at Suber to help you minimize risk, maximize potential, and improve your bottom line. Suber, an official partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives, life-changing medicine.
Kimberly-Clark Professional is proud to be a champion sustainability partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Together, they are driving change to help reduce impact through a commitment to sustainable products and services. Learn more at kcprofessional.com/sustainability.
No score from Avicii Arena in Sweden. The Penguins and the Preds kicking off the 2025 Global Series. And fans, when America needs a power play, EQT delivers, fueling freedom, strengthening allies, and unleashing U.S. LNG from right here in Pittsburgh. He's Colby Armstrong. I'm Joe Brand. No score early on in this hockey game.
Shelov's got his helmet put back together and on. Took a pretty good wrister down that right side, right at the dot, released and hit him right in the chin. And when that happens, Joe, the buckles just kind of blow off and we get an immediate whistle. What led to that break for us, but I think we've seen in a game the other day, Boston Bruin Swayman had his mask knocked off and simultaneous slap shot came at it and hit it as it was coming off, which was kind of wild, but that's why they blow it down right away, hoping that no serious injury. To think Hall of Famer, Pittsburgh Penguin Hall of Famer Eddie Johnston, when he played back in the day with the Bruins, he wore no mask. Crazy to think about.
Right. And they slowly started incorporating a thin mask and then a mask that could probably actually protect you.
And now baseball guys wear hockey masks, hockey goalie masks.
Yeah, well, because they're
the
so
catchers.
efficient.
Yeah.
Face off to the left of Shelov's, a fight for the puck, and the Predators take it over in the far corner. Crosby gets in there, tries to fling it up along the boards, but it gets spun the other way to the near side. Fight at the puck at the half wall. It pops up in the air, drops down to the corner. Forsberg gets in front of it from Ryan Shea. Tries to tuck one home with a backhand shot, hit the side of the cage. Shea will pick up the loose puck, fling it up along the near boards. Brian Russ feeds it over to Crosby, who's over the Predators line, far half wall. Back up to Brian Russ, now down to the corner for Crosby. Left it for Kindle. We'll send it over to the far side. We got a penalty here.
Be on the Preds.
Number 77, Nashville. Minor interference.
Luke Evangelista goes into the box, and the top power play unit in the NHL gets its first look today against the Predators with 13:10 to play in this first period.
Yeah, Evangelista way away from the puck, actually. Hanging on to Ben Kindle. It was kind of a 3-on-3 broken rush for that Crosby line, and Kindle drawing that penalty away from the puck on Evangelista.
Penguins with the top power play unit at 35.7%. Backhand pass from Malkin gets stolen away by Nashville. They'll clear it on down. Erik Karlsson, the Swede, races through the neutral zone, takes it over the Preds line, coughs it up. Ben Kindle's got it from center ice, though. He'll get right back into the Preds zone, cuts towards the crease, can't fully finish off the move. Takes the puck in behind the net, sends it along the far wall. Malkin sends it deep, goes in behind the net. Crosby looking for a centering pass, couldn't connect. Scooping it up is Karlsson. He'll bring it down to the corner. In behind the net, Kindle takes it up to the near side to Karlsson again. Up top to Crosby, back over to Karlsson at the point. His next pass gets deflected by one of the Preds, pops up to the corner, and the Predators will clear it on down.
A decent setup by that Penguins on this power play, and maybe a credit to Nashville Predators is pressuring at the right times, and the Penguins almost executing on a few plays that could have been some good chances.
Less than a minute to go on the Penguins power play. We've got no score. Less than 12 minutes left in the first period from Sweden. Nashville breaks down the play in the corner and clears it out again. Karlsson at center ice. The Penguins have one power play goal in their last two games as Malkin is offside, taking it into the red zone. That comes after having 3 power play goals against the Washington Capitals on November 6th. That was the showcase of Ben Kindle being moved up to that top power play.
Yeah, 7 goals in their last 6 games on the power play. Keeps them at number 1 coming into tonight's game, even with all this time off.
Yeah.
here this week, leading up to these games. Sid's got 3 of those 7 power play goals in the last 6 games, and Kindle's assisted on 2 of them.
Those were Ben Kindle's first 2 career assists in the NHL after having 5 goals.
And beautiful passes he made too.
Under 30 to play in the Penguins power play, and Nashville clears it out again. Second unit is out there. With Chris Letang, Kevin Hayes, Ville Koivunen, Anthony Mantha, and Tommy Novak. Penguins back into the Predators zone, a little bit awkwardly, throwing it off the end boards. And Nashville scoops it up, can't clear it out. Hayes has it, half wall up to the point for Letang. He gets pickpocketed, off to the races comes Eric Haula into the Penguins zone. Pad save from Shelovs.
Just a passing play up top at the blue line, and Haula blocked that Letang pass. It looked like he was trying to pass it to the inside of the bumper play, and away he went. Didn't really get much on that breakaway attempt though, and Shelov swallowed it up.
And one shorthanded chance for the Preds on their successful kill. The Penguins had no shots on goal on their power play.
It wasn't like horrible, but it just wasn't clean, and I think the Preds' pressure had a lot to do with that.
So under 11 to play in the first period. No score with both teams having 3 shots on goal. The Predators chip it out back into the Penguins' end. It's scooped up by Parker Wotherspoon. Nashville's PK coming into this game 13th. They've allowed 6 power play goals in their last 5 games entering this one. Again, Nashville has been on a bit of a skid. They've been outscored 14-8 in their last 3 games. It's a nice play by Joona Koppanen to strip the puck from the neutral zone as Predators are about to accelerate into the Penguins' end. Now taken by Lazat. He'll fire. Pad save from UC Saros. Rebound goes over to the near corner. Fought after. It's this grindy 4th line with it. Connor Dewar pulls the puck away, sends it deep again. Chipped up along the near boards by Nashville. Now towards center ice. Graves with a poke check. And nothing being called.
It looked like he kind of swiped the feet out from the Preds player, but I think the puck was there as well. I think he made a play on the puck, and that's why we play on.
So I was waiting for a whistle. Nothing being called, though. As Ryan O'Reilly drops it down into the Penguins zone. Loose puck in front of the crease. Penguins are able to sweep it over to the far corner. Wotherspoon tries to lay a check into O'Reilly. Penguins take it out towards center ice. Brian Russ chips it off the far glass, goes tumbling into the Preds zone far corner. But it's tapped over to Brady Shea, who will play it up ahead towards center ice. Predators again in the Penguins zone, but out of the reach of Ryan O'Reilly. Wotherspoon will settle down the loose puck. Send it ahead to the far side. Penguins try to enter the Predators zone again. It's Crosby, leaves it back for Rust. High slot, loose puck in the crease. Kindle's got it, shot on net, shoulder save from UC Saros.
Might have had an opening coming across. That puck just fell to Kindle, who has such a knack of coming onto pucks with speed. It just kind of pops to him, and Saros had to keep his arms close to his body so that thing didn't leak through his blocker arm and his body.
Really has been finding his role on the top line with Brian Rust and Sidney Crosby. And on the top power play unit as well. The Malkin line is out here now. Dropped down to the far corner out of the reach of Tommy Novak, the former Predator. And they fight for the puck along the wall. Nashville drags it out. Kicked out and stolen away by Mantha to the far point shade. Now to Letang above the near circle. Wrister gets blocked, pops up, and goes out of play. 8:11 to play in the first period. Still no score from Stockholm, Sweden. Penguins out shooting the Preds 5-3. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
I'm Katie Nolan, and I host a show on SiriusXM Mad Dog Sports Radio called Fan Service. It's a show that is as much yours as it is mine. It's all about conversation. I'll throw out some things that are on my mind, but it's really a space where you can ask about anything going on in the world of sports and pop culture.
Thank you for having a refreshing way of approaching sports media.
Fan Service with me, Katie Nolan. Weekdays at noon Eastern, only on Mad Dog Sports Radio Channel 82 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltending? Stop it!
Under review with Mick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
With Kyle Davidson, Chicago Blackhawks GM, what would constitute a successful season in your mind?
We just want to see players continue to improve. We've got a new coaching staff in here that the players are really responding to. We just want to keep taking steps, individually and collectively, and eventually those results will take care of themselves. And, hopefully we can keep getting points on the board, and we'll see where that puts us towards the end of the year.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
About the Get Go Student Rush program today.
Zero 0 here at Avicii Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. It's the Global Series. Preds and Penguins. Hey, Pens fans, ready to get in the game? With over 100 games to choose from, it's time to play to win with PA Lottery. Visit PALottery.com or download the app today. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
That's the Arm Dog, Colby Armstrong. I'm Joe Brand. Penguins and Preds with no score. 8 minutes to go in the first period from Sweden. Nashville already back in the Penguin zone. It's Eric Haula in the corner. Shot on net. It goes wide. Pops up in the air and swept out of there by one of the Penguins right on the doorstep. Big stop from Shilovs. The Penguins are back in the Predators zone in the slot. It's Malkin, drags, fires, and a save from UC Saros. Now another attempt over on the far side. That gets kicked over to the corner. The Predators will work it out.
All right, here we go. Back and forth hockey. Preds with a chance. Malkin with a great chance right down the middle of the ice. And Saros with a huge save.
Penguins again through the neutral zone. It's Novak. He'll take it over the Predators line. Over to the far side. Letang snaps it down deep to the near corner for Kevin Hayes. Out of his reach. It's chipped up along the near boards. Nashville digs it out towards center ice again. Now with some speed, it's Matthew Wood into the Penguin zone. Far point, shot on net. Blocker save from Shilovs. Nashville picks up the rebound. Now at the near circle. Drags, fires, and a shoulder save from Shilovs. Out of play it goes. 7 minutes to go in the first.
Yeah, Stastny coming down on the outside, on the weak side of the ice. It's down to the left of Shilovs, and a really good pass to find young defenseman Stastny sneaking down on that back side as he's a defenseman just kind of rolling down. That was a big save by Shilovs. So both goalies having to be very good here in the last few sequences. Go all the way back even to Kindle's chance, to Malkin's, and then a little flurry around Shilovs that they ended up keeping out, and then that chance there by Stastny again.
Shilovs playing in his 10th game of the season, his first since the Saturday afternoon loss in the shootout to the New Jersey Devils. Sergei Murashov made his debut the next day on Sunday at home against the Kings. But after...
Oh, big hit by Dewar.
He's brought that physicality from day one this year for the Pens. Here's the Preds with it in the Penguin zone. Shot from the high slot, gets blocked, rolls over to the far half wall. Predators look to keep it alive along the far boards. They bring it up to the point, send it rink wide, but it's quickly stolen by Dewar. They'll drop it down into the Predators zone near corner. Crosby chases after it. He slams Stastny into the boards. And he took the brunt of that hit falling down. Penguins trying to keep it alive. In the corner, it's Kindle. Can't sweep it up to Crosby, but he'll race after the loose puck in the near corner. Chip it up along the walls, and Michael Bunting, the former Penguin, will fling it down to the Penguins' end. 6 minutes to play in the first period. No score from Sweden. Penguins out shooting the Preds 6-5. As Nashville plays it up ahead off the far wall. Matthew Wood tries to collect, but good defense from Parker Wotherspoon to slow things down. Puck in the corner, flipped up to the point. Shot on net. Blocker save from Shilovs.
It looked to be deflected in the slot, and he made a toe save, a right toe save on that deflected, dangerous-looking play by the Nashville Predators.
Malkin trying to shuffle around Philip Forsberg, but Forsberg takes it back into the Penguin zone, in behind Shilov's net. Over to the far corner, it's played out. Malkin now sends it ahead. Tommy Novak can't cut through too many Predators. He got through a few. Taken back by Nicholas Hague. He'll flip it out to the neutral zone.
Good for Tommy Novak to get one, wouldn't it, against his former team? Drafted him in 2015 in the third round. 201 games played as a Thrasher as well. Had some good years there for coming to Pittsburgh, and guys have a little extra juice always against their old teams.
Novak coming over to the Pens in that Michael Bunting deal last year, right before the deadline. And again, only played 2 games last season before a lower body injury knocked him out. 2 goals, 5 assists so far this year with the Pens. Now up on the second line. That's probably drawn the most production. But again, Justin Brazeau out for some time with an upper body injury. Now the Penguins back into the Predators zone. Jay spins it around the board. Saros out of his net will fling it over to the far side. Broken up by the Predators. They're back through the neutral zone. McCarron, another Haig dumps it down into the Penguins end, and it's taken away by the Pens.
Good physical, aggressive play by Graves on the big man McCarron.
Well, taking it into the Predator zone, it's Ville Koivunen, still looking for his first NHL goal.
He's had his chances, hasn't he, Joe?
Oh my gosh, especially the last few games.
He's done a lot of head flipping back lately. You can't believe it on a few of the chances he's had.
I think Phil Bourque said something along the lines of he's going to suffer from whiplash with all the head tilting after missed chances. This one goes out of play. Less than 4 to play in the first period. We've still got no score. Penguins are out shooting the Preds 7-6 from Sweden. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The fabulous trio, Evgeny, Sidney, Chris. I'm excited for these guys. They're going to do it, Phil. They can do it.
You know what? We're under the radar. Whether you're talking about Schultz Forward or you're talking about the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've gone through cycles. We've gone through ups and downs where people say they're not going to do it. They're over the hill or whatever.
You know what they say?
Hockey!
What Richard and Phil are really trying to say is there's a Ford in your future. Choose from over 1,500 vehicles, lock in our $500 best price guarantee, and find us at any of our 4 Schultz Ford locations, where great deals are always nearby.
Celebrate the NHL's return to Sweden with the Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation. Score a piece of Penguins history by bidding in our exclusive Global Series auction or by purchasing a Pittsburgh Penguins Global Series mystery autograph puck. It's your chance to own a piece of memorabilia from this one-of-a-kind international showdown. Whether it's from a legendary captain or a Swedish star, these exclusive items could be yours, but you'll have to act fast. Visit PittsburghPenguinsFoundation.org to buy or bid today. Don't miss out on this limited time offer to bring a piece of the NHL Global Series home with you, all while benefiting the Pittsburgh Penguins Foundation.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins Pathway to Net Zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
Penguins and Predators are scoreless from Avicii Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. Penguins actually being outshot by Nashville right now, 7-6. They flipped the numbers. He's Colby Armstrong. I'm Joe Brandt.
Well, the game opened up a little bit after our first commercial break, and then in between then and now, chances both ways for both these teams a little bit. And
Monday night Pittsburgh time, they landed in Sweden. They went right to the rink. No rest for the weary. So it's been typical practice days for the Penguins and the Preds leading up to this one, but that time change is definitely something to be accounted for as this one goes out of play with 3:33 to go in the first, no score.
Some great content coming out of there as well. If you're interested, follow along. Pens Inside Scoop. Michelle Crecchiolo always does a great job. There's lots of cool things. She took Harrison Brunick and Ben Kindle around and a little sightseeing. She's got some great photos. She's got her digital camera from the old days out. That's a big hit, I think. So if you're interested in following along with the Penguins over in Sweden, there's some good places to go check it out.
Like you mentioned, Ricard Raquel brought the team to a spa.
And all the boys in a picture in their robes.
Team Steam.
It's nothing better than Team Steam, but nothing.
Are offside. I can only imagine. Never had the luxury of a Team Steam.
Well, they've got massive saunas over there and stuff. Like, we're just starting to kind of get that here. Some of these businesses popping up that have these operations where you can do that.
Seriously.
Cold tubbing, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's very Scandinavian culture. So you got to do it.
Yeah. Got to take into the cultures. Here come the Penguins in the Predators zone. Brian Russ looking for a centering pass to Kindle, but it gets broken up. Nashville clears it out towards center ice. Forsberg into the Penguins zone. Here's Shea, fired, pad save from Shelovs.
That was Forsberg, Ryan O'Reilly, and Shea jumping up on the far side as that defenseman to get a really good chance.
The Penguins are back in the Pred zone. Kindle whiffs on a one-timer, maybe tried to angle it to a teammate to his left side. Penguins keep it alive in the Pred zone. Carlson near point, hangs, fires. Couldn't get a centering pass to Crosby, but he hangs on to it. Carlson again at the point, walks the blue line. His pass goes right to the skate of Ryan O'Reilly. Pops out to the neutral zone. Carlson has to regroup. Back into the Predators zone, though. Kindle at the far half wall, sends it up top, down low to Malkin, near circle, he'll slow down, snap it over above the far circle, shot towards the net, jumped off a skate. Novak's got it in the corner, tries to flip it along the end boards. It's taken by Kindle, snapped over to Malkin, shot fired, and a save from UC Saros.
Oh my goodness, Kindle. Ben Kindle is so smart. He just pulls pucks out of piles. He knows where everyone is, and 18 years old, get out of here. I don't believe it. With the way he thinks and plays the game, he made a couple things happen on that shift alone.
And the Penguins are back in the Predators zone. Malkin across far circle, shot fired, pad save, Saros on Mantha. Rebound out to the far side. It's taken by Svechkov. He'll carry it to the neutral zone, into the Penguins end, down to the corners. It's pushed along to the near side. Michael Bunting gets in there, trying to pry the puck away. The former Penguin gets coughed up and then hangs it back on. In the near corner, it's Matthew Wood cutting towards the crease. Shot on net, pops up in behind Shilov's net. We've got 1:30 to play in the first period. No score between the Pens and Preds. Now up ahead, loose puck to Mantha. He's got it near circle. Drags, fires, couldn't get the redirection as it bounced off a Predator.
He played that perfect 2-on-1 with Mantha. Just tried to maybe get that over to Novak, who was with him, and hit the defender, who played it generally pretty perfect.
Reaching into the final minute of the first period in Sweden. Predators back into the Penguin zone. Marchessault fires, blockered out of there by Shilovs, and Letang and Marchessault.
Nice sticking penalty to Letang. Maybe Weisblatt down on the ice there. Pretty pesky, feisty player himself for the Predators. And
number 58, minor for roughing them.
he looked like he signaled a high stick and then changed it to roughing. As Weisblatt stepped in and got the shot, Chris Letang just threw a little rabbit punch. I think he meant to hit him in the chest and ended up hitting him in the chin.
Yeah.
He straight armed him. Letang, confused look on his face. He tried to just push him.
Penguins short-handed for the first time today. There's 62 seconds to go in the first period. They're hoping to carry this penalty kill into the second. Face off to the left of Artur Shilovs. Penguins unsuccessful on their power play, and it was actually the Predators with the best chance of it. They had the only shot on goal during that time.
There's 1 minute remaining in the period.
Penguins win the draw, crank it around the boards, can't clear it out though. Stamkos sends it deep in behind the net. Wotherspoon's there, he'll clear it down, all the way down to the Predators' end.
58 seconds. That's Letang. 2 minutes.
Predators with 3 power play goals in their last 2 games, so maybe feeling it, or maybe the time off took a little bit of that good feeling away here.
Penguins PK, 7th best in the league. Predators are in the Penguins zone, up top now to the far circle. Rister saved by Shilovs, loose puck at the bottom of the circle. It flips down to the corner and Wotherspoon clears it down again. Under 25 seconds to go in the period.
Great job by Wotherspoon to push out and challenge and force that shot. Pretty good shot through, but then he collapsed, stopped, got back to the net and broke up that play, then jumped on it and cleared it all the way down. Now the Predators ice it here on the power play.
13.4 seconds to go in the period. We'll get a face-off in the Predators zone. No score, each team with 8 shots on goal. Predators win it. Get it over to the neutral zone. 7 seconds to go in the period. Ryan Shea flips it out towards the Predators' end. That'll finish off the first 20 minutes in Stockholm, Sweden. Neither team able to find the back of the net. Penguins unsuccessful on the power play. They kill off the first 61 seconds of their penalty kill. But a nice job by Artur Shilovs and UC Saros for that matter. Both goaltenders coming up with some big saves.
Yeah, both goalies played very well. A couple pretty good chances. I'd say the quality of chance of the Penguins was ahead of Nashville here in this first period. To be expected possibly though, Joe, with all this time off we talked about and teams kind of getting back on the ice, getting back in the rhythm of a game, and the period kind of picked up, died off, picked up again, and I think it'll get better as we go here.
So we'll see what's in store for period number 2. Again, the Penguins shorthanded for the first 59 seconds of it after 20 minutes of scoreless hockey from Avicii Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. Brian Metzer will have the first intermission report, and then Army and I will have the second period for you as the Penguins and Preds scoreless after the first 20 of the Global Series here in 2025. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
What are 2 things the Pittsburgh Penguins have in common with Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company? Hard work and dedication. If you're looking for heavy equipment, need a specific part, or want expert service, talk to the industry leaders at Cleveland Brothers, your local CAT dealer. We provide solutions and products for construction, landscaping, oil and gas, electric and industrial power, highway, and more. Let us help you score the winning goal. Visit www.clevelandbrothers.com to learn more.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at pittsburghpenguins.com/contests. That's pittsburghpenguins.com/contests.
The Pittsburgh Penguins and Mitsubishi Electric have teamed up to transform the game day experience with a new state-of-the-art Diamond Vision video display system. See this display in action and find out why they are known as the makers of amazing by visiting MitsubishiElectric.com today.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Welcome into our first intermission report, where the Penguins and Nashville Predators are scoreless after 1 period of play at Avicii Arena over in Sweden. Brian Metzer coming to you from our Penguins Radio Network studios in Pittsburgh. Ho-hum, I didn't get to go to Sweden. But here we are, live and screaming. And when you look at that first period of action, the Penguins, they had a little bit of hop in their legs for a team that traveled across the world and, had a number of days off to hang out in the suburbs of the area of the rink, but they had a couple good scoring opportunities. Evgeny Malkin had 2 great looks on UC Saros, wasn't able to score. Ben Kindle had one as well, and Saros was up to the challenge of making that save. One of the best Nashville opportunities came off the stick of Eric Halla right around the 9-minute mark of the period. Got himself in behind the defense, and he was able to make that stop. So that is why we're scoreless. The goaltender's not super busy. 16 combined shots in the period, and I would say of those, they probably had to make 3-4 real quality saves each, and they did take care of that. Each team did take a penalty, though. Chris Letang went at 18:58 for roughing. The Penguins will have to kill that off in a wraparound into the second period. And Luke Evangelista went for interference at 6:50. Penguins nothing to show on that power play opportunity. Their power play shots on goal were 0. Predators ended up with 1 in that short portion of power play that they did have. When we come back here, we're going to catch up with Matt Wenzel from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. He joins me next to discuss this game and a whole lot more. You'll hear it next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Looking for a delicious power play off the ice? Download the GetGo app and get a free 6-piece order of juicy all-white meat chicken nuggets, plus a dipping sauce of your choice. Or are you craving something that could satisfy the appetite of a Penguins player after sudden death overtime? Good news! The Pilgrim is served. Gobble up the traditional holiday favorites of roasted turkey, tangy cranberry, savory gravy, and crispy tots piled high on delicious stuffing bread for a limited time. GetGo, the official convenience store of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is Labatt, brewed for the hockey fans who yell, "Shoot it" from the cheap seats, and scream, "Ref, you suck," like it ever worked. You pound on the glass, spill your beer, and still act like you're running the power play. But hockey wouldn't be hockey without fans like you and a Labatt in hand. Labatt, we're brewed for the roast. Enjoy responsibly. Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York.
Visit Kendrew's for $3 Labatt Blue and Blue Light bottles during all Penguins games.
Hey, Pens fans, Colby Armstrong here. As the official security partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, the local team here at Vector Security is committed to protecting homes and businesses throughout southwestern PA. They are headquartered here. Their families eat, shop, and go to school and church in our communities. So they have a vested interest in keeping the homes and businesses of our neighbors safe and secure. Visit vectorsecurity.com/pens for a free security assessment that will address your unique needs. That's vectorsecurity.com/pens.
You know, I should have been a hockey player. My finances are 100% in the penalty box.
You should just put all that debt on ice.
Yeah, but how?
Well, when you get a home equity total line of credit, you can use that money toward making home improvements, consolidating debt, or anything, really.
Where'd you learn that?
I just made S&T Bank my bank, and they can also be your bank. You just got to drop the puck.
When it's time to set up a winning strategy, S&T Bank will get you in the game. Stop by a branch today or visit stbank.com/PensRadio to learn more. S&T Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Coca-Cola and the new Coke Zero, founding partner of the Penguins. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
And welcome back into our first intermission report, where the Penguins and Predators are scoreless after one period of play in Sweden. Brian Metzer back here with you, and now very happy to be joined by friend of the program, Matt Wenzel. Matt, thanks for jumping on. Everybody loves your work at the PG. They're going to be looking forward to your coverage coming out of this weekend as well. And one thing that happened over there, your thoughts on practicing the shootout. How big was that to hear after it hasn't happened in many, many years?
Yeah, I mean, first off, let me say I'm not in Sweden, but I'm trying to get in the mood here. I actually went to the nearest IKEA to watch today's game, so I'm feeling as festive as I can be as a Swede. But yeah, I mean, we have seen the Penguins kind of do the informal, kind of friendly shootout challenge every month with some sort of punishment or prize, whether it's a bad haircut or something along those lines. But it was clear they really needed to do it, and it's hard to say whether they did it as much for the shooters as they did for Artur Shelovs. I mean, the Penguins have left 3 points on the table so far with their play in the shootout. You got to get a save, obviously. Shelovs has only made 1 on 8 attempts, which is worse in the league, but it'd help if they got him some goals too. So it's hard to know who to blame there. But yeah, that's one area of the game that needs work, even if some people think it's cheesy or a kind of a sideshow act, the shootout. I like it, but whatever.
Yeah, everybody likes to point back at the Bilesma days when they used to do it almost every single day and have Mustache Boy and all this kind of stuff. And it is nice to see them do that. And one question I had, first of all, is I hope you left your credit card at home when you went down to IKEA to watch the games, because you can't be coming home with all kind of Swedish goods here, Matt. You got to focus on the coverage. But Erik Haula gets the breakaway in the first period, and Shelovs makes the save on that. As someone who's played hockey, I know it's not at the NHL level or anything, but why is it so different in a shootout situation compared to doing it in live action? Is it a mentality thing, or what's the difference in having to deal with it? It's just because there's so much time for the shooter?
Yeah, I think that, I mean, if we're talking specifically about the Haula, I mean, he had back pressure on him on that play, and that meant that Haula had to skate hard and could only make, one quick deke and shoot. Whereas in the shootout, when guys come in slowly, kind of meander their way in, and I think one of the issues for Shelovs is he's kind of shown a lack of patience in the shootout. I don't know if he gets antsy kind of waiting for the shooter to make a move, and he says, you know what, I'm going to make the first move, and teams have made him pay. But I do think that's an important distinction, and maybe could explain why Shelovs has struggled in the shootout. I think maybe he's been a little bit impatient in those settings.
Yeah, and we are speaking with Matt Wenzel from the Post-Gazette. And Matt, I know you're following along with the game still. There wasn't a ton to report in that first period of play, and we have about a minute left here. But the Penguins looked like they had some hop in their legs. It didn't look like a team that was dealing with jet lag or anything like that. And I know the team talked about focusing on making sure that they could rest and get their legs right and get their sleep right. And over the years, just covering the team, how important has it been, or what have you seen the team do to kind of ensure that kind of comfortability for players?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an evolving process with the sports science, and I know they have new people in there under Kyle Dubas, but yeah, it was interesting to see that they flew over, and as soon as they landed in Sweden, I guess it would have been Tuesday morning or afternoon there, they headed straight to the rink and got a practice in and tried to get acclimated as much as possible. And I think the fact that they've been over there has certainly helped. And yeah, they have legs early. It's been another one of those Penguins games where it's fast-paced. I don't know if I would call that low event or not, but they certainly have their legs. And really most, this season under Dan Muse, just looking at coaching, these guys have been competitive mostly every night. Maybe they have some lapses here and there, but it's been different from recent years. These guys, can consistently look hungry, and they look motivated to play today.
Yeah, they certainly do. Matt, thank you so much. You looked hungry as well, and I appreciate your time. Go grab some lunch and enjoy the rest of the game.
Yeah, maybe I'll get some Swedish meatballs here in the IKEA.
There he is, Matt Wenzel, and that's a free plug for Swedish Goods in Pittsburgh. When I come back, some news and notes from around the league on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
With the NHL app, you can listen to every NHL game right from your phone. And with home and away broadcast feeds, you choose your way to listen.
And he scores!
Whether you're at work, at the gym, or stuck in traffic, the NHL app puts you right in the action all season long. Every team, every game, everywhere you go. Download the NHL app and never miss a moment.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Never-Ending 90s presents Ezra Ray Hart, 90s hits and Xmas riffs. Mark McGrath of Sugar Ray, Kevin Griffin of Better Than Ezra, and Emerson Hart of Tonic. A night of all the hits. November 20th, 7 p.m. The Event Center at Rivers Casino. Tickets make the perfect holiday gift. Visit riverscasino.com for tickets. Don't miss Ezra Ray Hart Live.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to you by our founding partners, Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh's entertainment destination. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, back to the Penguins Live Intermission Report with Brian Metzer.
And the Penguins and Predators are scoreless after one period of play in Sweden. Brian Metzer back here with you. And speaking of international events, you can stay tuned for the Olympics a little bit later in this hockey season in 2026 when that kicks off. They are potentially slated to announce the 2028 World Cup host sites. And I know that at one point I had heard that the Penguins had applied for that. So that would be interesting if they could get themselves involved in it. And we'd all love to see some of those games come to Pittsburgh. That would be a lot of fun for all involved. During our last broadcast on Sunday, we mentioned that Joseph Woll could be making his return in the near future for the Maple Leafs. He was going on a conditioning assignment to their minor league affiliate. Well, he could make his debut for the Leafs as soon as tomorrow, and that would be a great thing for them because their goaltending's been kind of up and down throughout the season, and it's had trouble holding up for all that offensive firepower in the front of their lineup. When we come back here, second period action from Sweden, and Joe Brand and Colby Armstrong will have it for you next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and by downloading the SiriusXM app, you can enjoy a gift bag full of holiday channels just waiting to be opened. Shake the tinsel right off the tree with Jolly Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Let your children take control of the sleigh radio with Kids Christmas. Or relive timeless classics with holiday traditions. There are dozens of festive channels to choose from. Just download the SiriusXM app and search Holiday now.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
Connor McDavid, fourth fastest player to ever score 1,100 points. I want to say he's the third best offensive player of all time. That's Mario and him. Mind-blowing production of the highest order for Connor McDavid. It just made my head spin that he was able to be that consistent that long.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. Under review.
And stop making excuses for bad goaltending. And is it bad? Is it horrendous? If you don't win because you don't make a save or two, yeah. The nature of it is the goaltender is responsible for 90% of the action. He's got to stop the puck. Why do we keep making apologies for goaltendings? Stop it.
Under review with Nick Kern, 11 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
With Kyle Davidson, Chicago Blackhawks GM, what would constitute a successful season in your mind?
We just want to see players continue to improve. We've got a new coaching staff in here that the players are really responding to. We just want to keep taking steps, individually and collectively, and eventually those results will take care of themselves. And, hopefully we can keep getting points on the board, and we'll see where that puts us towards the end of the year.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Nation or WindowNation.com.
Window Nation, the perfect fit.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Still with it. Here's a one-timer and a score!
SiriusXM 91.
No score from Stockholm, Sweden. Penguins and Preds each at 0 after 20 minutes from Avicii Arena. Shots on goal, dead even at 8 as well. The Penguins will be shorthanded for the first 59 seconds of this second period with Chris Letang in the box. He's Colby Armstrong. I'm Joe Brandon. It's the start of the Global Series here in 2025. Pens and Preds will wrap it up Sunday morning. Pittsburgh time will be coffee and puck drop.
Well, that'll be early.
Great
early for us here, no question. And as I mentioned, ending that first period, the team's kind of trying to sort it out. They're doing some repairs on the ice right now, and of course, this rink is adjusted for NHL hockey. They here in Stockholm, a bigger ice sheet that they play on, so they've adjusted it for NHL specifications, 200 by 85, and with that maybe comes a few issues. It looks like we're ready to get going underway here. The Penguins were perfect through 5 games on that penalty kill, Joe, until last game against LA, giving up 1 power play goal to Anze Kopitar. That seems like a year ago now.
Right.
59 seconds left on this Chris Letang roughing penalty.
You can hardly count the penalty kill or Sergei Murashov for that goal. Parker Wotherspoon's stick that was trying to break up the play turned into the perfect deflection that Kopitar needed.
Totally fluky, lucky goal.
Drop of the puck. We're underway in the second period. Penguins in their road white sweaters attacking from right to left with Artur Shilovs in net. Nashville Predators in their home gold sweaters attacking from left to right. UC Saros in net for the Predators. Penguins are shorthanded. They clear it on down. 35 seconds to go on their kill.
Witherspoon again on Forsberg on entry on this power play for the Predators. Forsberg just pressured up, got his body in the way, and got that puck all the way down.
Predators still having some trouble getting into the Penguin zone. Now they do. It's Forsberg at the half wall. Stripped of the puck by Koppanen, but they kick it alive to Brady Shea. Now to the far circle. Wrister off the shoulder of Shilovs. Went in behind the net. Goes over to the near wall and cleared out by Koppanen. Less than 10 seconds to go on the Penguins' kill. Chris Letang ready to get out of the box as the Predators dump it down into the Penguins' end around the boards. Tang's out of the box. We're back to 5-on-5. No score early in this second period. Slow rolling puck to the near corner. Played over to the slot. As Marcia Show will send it over to the near side now. Ryan Graves tries to chip it up but not out. Stamkos keeps it alive at the point. Sends it down along the wall. Karen sends it down to the corner. Marcia Show sends it in behind Shilov's net. Now it's chipped out to the circle. Poked at. Sent over to the near wall as Ryan Graves will sweep it away to the neutral zone. Lazat couldn't cleanly dump it into the Preds end. They fight for the puck in between the benches as it's poked forward into the Penguins' end, but Chris Letang sends it off the far wall rink wide, played off the wall by Nicholas Hague.
Penguins caught out there a little long off that end of that penalty kill.
Slap shot off the far wall from Nashville. Shilov sees it the entire way. One-timer from Hague at nearly 85 miles per hour. Less than 2 minutes gone in the second period. No score.
Good kill to get through the start of this second period. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you want to play a good defensive game, but when the game opened up in that first period, Joe, we were going back and forth. That's what we've come to see with the Penguins early this year. You know, won one of their last 5 games, yes, but highly entertaining hockey from this Penguins team and chances. Both ways at times, some good goaltending performances. Sub late, maybe due to injuries, a little bit lighter through depth of their lineup. It's been a big difference for them here, and missing some key guys, but it's been an entertaining start to the season. There's no question. I just think of Dan Muse.
Yeah.
When he got the Fleury game, you know, he gets this great start. Now he's in Sweden. And pretty good for him in his start here as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins as well.
Goes out of play, but yeah, I mean, it's one thing to get the job as an NHL head coach. It's another one to get the job as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yes.
Here's Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, Erik Karlsson, Brian Rust. They're at your disposal. And, oh, by the way, we're going to have the coolest preseason game in franchise history. Marc-Andre Fleury's going to come back, play a period. He's going to relieve, hopefully, the next generational goaltender for the Penguins, and Sergei Murashov, who made his NHL debut on Sunday against the Kings. And yeah, like you said, we get to go to Sweden after the first month of the season. It's a glove save from Shilovs on a quick wrister for the far circle. Great nab by the Penguins goaltender, keeping this game scoreless. Almost 2.5 minutes gone in the second period.
Yeah, just offensive zone play off a face-off, and they get to work at Nashville, just swirling around a little bit, but good play by Forsberg to get it off the wall. Eventually ends up going east to west, all the way over to Shea down that left flank side as a defenseman, and got over to him quick, and Shilovs had to be sharp and challenge, and big glove save on that play.
Interesting song choice by the DJ at Avicii Arena. Like you mentioned, they had to readjust for the NHL dimensions for this game. Obviously, Avicii Arena holds other events than just hockey games. It holds around 16,000 in capacity for concerts. And the last concert they had was actually Mumford & Sons earlier this month. But they've hosted concerts, hockey, also indoor football.
Wow.
And when the Penguins were in Sweden back in 2008, they played in this arena. It was a different name at the time.
Big hit by Dumba on Svechkov right at the blue line.
Predators are back in the Penguins zone. They sweep it down to the corner. Ryan Graves tries to slam someone in the wall to come away with the puck, but it's played along by the far boards. Up to the point, shot on net, goes wide of the net. Koivunen plays the rebound off the end boards, flips it out towards center ice. It goes tumbling in front of Kevin Hayes. Will dump it down.
The glove pass by Tomasino in the neutral zone. And Preds off of this shortened power play to start here have done a good job at keeping possession in the offensive zone. Not too much happening, maybe a couple chances towards the net. That Shea chance for sure was a good one, but starting to establish zone time and hanging on to it as we're just 3.5 minutes into this second period.
And a Shea chance coming short-handed for the Predators. Nashville has had only offensive opportunities so far in the second period. Again, they had a power play for the first minute of it, but they're out shooting the Pens right now 4-0 with 3.5 minutes gone in the second period. As Letang sweeps it up to Mantha. Penguins still in their own zone. Now Letang will finally fork it out towards center ice. Tumbling puck that's raced after by Tommy Novak. He tries to get in front of Blankenberg, but it's still cleared out towards center ice. Marchessault will dump it down into the Penguins, and Pens come away with it. It's Mantha over the Predators line. Dropped it back Novak at the half boards. Shovels it down to the corner now, below the goal line, up to the point. Shot on net, pad save. There's Novak with it in the near circle. Pitches it back to the point for Ryan Shea. Shea flips a wrister, doesn't get through traffic. Loose puck to the corner. It's shoveled up along the near wall by Nashville, but not out. Kindle keeps it alive. He feeds Crosby. Back over to Shea at the point. Down to Kindle at the corner, below the goal line. Swings it over. Crosby couldn't connect on the one-timer at the far circle. Nashville punches it out to the neutral zone, but it's swept away over to Ryan Shea. Now back ahead, it's Kindle in the Predators zone. He feeds it in the slot, fires, and it doesn't get through. As Brian Rust had a point-blank opportunity, Saros must have gotten a piece of it.
A good job by Sid driving through to that net, which opened up that pull-up play by Kindle to Rust. He walked right in with a really good look.
5 minutes gone in the second period. We're still scoreless. A great poke check by one of the Penguins to break up a play for Nashville. Now the Penguins are offside.
Rust is not happy. I don't know if it was offside. Puck kind of getting bounced around in the neutral zone. Both teams almost having, after that Rust chance, it was a 2-on-1 almost for the Predators going the other way. That was broken up, and then Rust on entry again. Shot almost went in by Rust coming down. Just hit Saros right in the top of the shoulder. Got just enough of it. Our best chances of this game so far by Brian Rust.
Rust with 5 career goals against UC Saros. Nearly beat him on the shoulder just a moment ago.
And 17 points in 18 games as well for Brian Rust against these guys. So he likes to see the Predator logo when he's going into a game. There's no question.
And the overtime game winner the last time the Penguins were in Nashville.
Oh, we got a high stick down low here.
Hard hit as Nashville touches the puck. Penguins are going to go back on the power play.
Barron checking Dewar for blood as he took a stick right up in his chiclets. He's hoping he's bleeding.
Yeah, he's trying to make a case for it.
Nashville number 20 has a minor penalty for high sticking.
Just 2 minutes.
And then just a play in behind the net. Dewar did a good job of separating and kind of changing directions of that play behind the net. And Barron picked up that little exchange behind, but his stick was caught in the air as he was trying to check another Penguin player. Dewar is not a beaver. He does not eat lumber. Even though Barron thought that. 2 minutes high sticking and second power play of the night here for the Penguins, or the afternoon. Night
for the guys on the ice. Afternoon for everyone tuned in from Pittsburgh. So it's a win-win. You're not wrong
Say
either
both.
way. The Penguins unsuccessful on their last power play. They didn't even have a shot on goal, and Crosby just won the draw, but it went through the wickets of Carlson.
Carlson was ready. It just was. He won it so clean. He went all the way down the ice.
Pens back in the Pred zone now. Malkin at the point, leaves it for Carlson. Downstairs, Rust on the doorstep, couldn't connect with Kindle.
He went all the way through. What a great play. Down low to Rust, and he just threw it through, hoping to hit a stick, and I don't know how it didn't really.
Great keep-in by Rust at the half wall, just hugging the boards, and the Predators still able to clear it out. Carlson slows it down in the neutral zone. And Ben Kindle, right in front of the blue line, will actually send it back. Carlson now into the Predator zone, chips it to the near wall. Kindle's got it in the corner, sweeps it up top.
Pass.
Over to Crosby, now to the circle for Malkin. Centering pass, couldn't find Brian Rust cleanly. It goes tumbling over to the near side. Carlson has to regroup. He's back in the Predators zone now, above the near circle, down to Rust, missed him. He'll have to play it off the walls, shovels it around the boards, tumbling over to the far point. Carlson sends it down to Crosby. He'll tap it down to Malkin. Back up top looking for Rust, broken up by Nashville. Puck goes in behind the net as Kindle takes a high stick.
The ref signaling it's a follow-through, as it was really a follow-through, but Kindle down on the ice, holding his face after, remember last game he got hit face first into the boards. Kindle still down as they blow the whistle here.
The Predators
back to the bench, but that was a slap shot, clear follow-through that Kindle came in on. I was just about to say, every pass and touch that Kindle has is Brilliant.
Yep.
Just so smart. Kindle just takes a slap shot, clearing attempt. He's checking his... Poor kid just... Class gave his face off the boards. I mean, it's crazy. Gets right up from that, and I couldn't believe it. I was down between the benches working that game, Joe. The Penguins go offside on entry here. Because of the way the rink is set up, Kindle's down off to the side in front of everyone, getting attention from doctors, dentists, everyone involved down over there. He seems to be okay. Just getting some work done right now on his, looks like his mouth or his teeth.
Yeah, because the follow-through on the high stick, which again wasn't a penalty of a high stick, it seemed like it caught his shoulder before it caught his face. But with his reaction, it looks like...
Yeah, so the rule is it's not a high stick on a follow-through of a shot.
Right. What I'm saying is when the stick hit his shoulder first, that hopefully lessened the blow a little
hopefully.
bit. But it was still a...
I got some teeth knocked out the exact same way on a follow-through. It just, more than anything, it just sucks.
Yeah. I think that's what Ben Kindle's quote would be right now, as he still be intended to. Unfortunately, the Penguins unable to generate much on the power play. And now a loose puck is taken by the Preds. Here's Barron out of the box and stuffed out by Shelovs with a left pad.
That penalty shot work in practice is paying off. A lot of talk about the shootout for the Penguins and Shelov's disappointment. Well, he got one here. Barron, perfect timing. Every player's dream coming out of the box. And Shelov's just stared him down, patient, big save to keep this game scoreless here in the second.
12:25 to go in the second period on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Spotting the perfect fit is kind of your thing. So when it comes to finding a used car, start your search at FordBlueAdvantage.com and find the perfect certified pre-owned vehicle at your local Ford dealer. One that comes with serious perks, like a thorough inspection, a Ford-backed warranty, even a Carfax report. Because you know what they say, the best finds are the ones that feel made for you. Ford Blue Advantage. Used car buying that's built for you. Available at participating dealers only. See your dealer for details and limitations.
There's still time to become a Pittsburgh Penguins season ticket holder. Full, half, and 12-pack plans are on sale now.
Shoots. He scores! Evgeny Malkin ties the game up at 4.
Black and Gold Premier members can take advantage of ticket trades, payment plans, and exclusive events. Visit PittsburghPenguins.com to pick up your perfect plan today. Penguin season presented by UPMC.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Building the future takes grit, and no one does grit like Pittsburgh. EQT is ready to unleash the build and power America's next big win. Pens of the Preds still scoreless, almost reaching the halfway point of this game. Penguins unable to generate on the power play. A couple of good chances, including one by Nashville as Barron just came out of the penalty box. A big save by Artur Shelovs.
A point-blank breakaway shut down just before that break.
Now a shoulder save from Shelovs. The rebound right in front of his net. Parker Wotherspoon takes it out of harm's way, puts it up ahead of the neutral zone.
Shelovs had to fight through all kinds of traffic there. Good job by him, looking up and around everybody, and tough save.
15 saves to the Penguins goaltender so far in his second regular season meeting against the Nashville Predators, his fifth meeting overall. Again, played in 3 postseason games with the Vancouver Canucks in the first round of the 2024 Western Conference playoffs. And again, his last meeting against Nashville, a 28-save shutout in Game 6 to advance. Now the Penguins have it. It's Crosby far circle towards the net, trying to dangle around Blackenberg. Couldn't come away with the puck as Connor Dewar's got it to Crosby in behind the net. Takes it up to the near side. Centering pass rushed tonight by Saros.
There he is, Ben Kindle back on the ice and with the puck.
Resilient 18-year-old once again. Penguins in the Predators zone, ahead to Kindle, but it's swept out of there by the Preds as Crosby was trying to thread the needle. And now the Penguins take it back again. It's Crosby, far circle, Carlson over to Kindle. It sears wide of the net.
That was the most ridiculous pass by Carlson. Fake shot, touch pass behind him, threw him to Kindle.
Predators have it in the Penguin zone again. You're right, Army. I don't know if it's the home cooking or what, but Carlson's pass was just so phenomenal there. He had everyone in the building fooled.
It was just a perfect touch, just brilliant play.
Penguins come away with it as Letang digs it over to Crosby, who dumps it into the Predators zone. Saros stops it, sends it over to the far side ahead of one of his teammates, who will take it through the neutral zone. Evangelista dumps it down into the Penguins end. Angles off the far corner, pulled back up, centering pass, another save by Shelovs. May have not gotten through traffic.
That's a tough save too for a goalie. A turnover down behind the net. And Nashville comes onto it, and that pass from down low to out front, you have to really get out of your net. Fight to make that save, and he did. There was traffic and bodies all around him. You're right, I don't even know if it hit him.
Reds are back in the Penguins zone now. Puck pops up in the air at the point. Novak tries to drag it out to the neutral zone. Is able to. Penguins still can't get a clean handle on it. Now Hollis with some speed in the Penguins zone, and a great poke check from Ryan Graves from behind.
Desperation, getting back, using that reach was Ryan Graves.
Reds still with him in the Penguins end at the near point. It's Blankenberg down along the boards over to the far corner. Dumba slows it down, pitches it up along the far boards. Novak tries to drag it out, but the Predators swarm him. Over to the corner, it's slowly rolling over to the near side. Mantha pitches it up along the boards, but not out. Stamkos with it, he rips one. Pad save from Shelovs. Try to kick away the rebound, and Malkin will send it up ahead of the neutral zone. And the Penguins are well offside. And the miscommunication there entering into the Predators zone. 9:22 to go in the second period. We've still got no score. Penguins being outshot 16-9. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Sam Roberts is obsessed with pro wrestling, and now he's got a show to talk about it on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7.
Everything that we do here is for a reason, I swear. I'm not just meandering until I get back to the start point.
Experience Sam Roberts' unique takes.
There is no way you can tell me that Dominic Mysterio at this point in his career is not a Bart Simpson babyface.
Get inside the storylines with Sam Roberts, Monday through Thursday, noon Eastern. Not Sam Wrestling Live. Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, channel 156.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game, and when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken, don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home, and it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The Get Go Student Rush program today.
Yeah, some good saves and a good shift by the Crosby line, 5-on-5 after that power play. And really after that, it's been primarily this Nashville Predator team creating chances, getting traffic in and around the net, and Shelov's having a fight to make some pretty good quality saves.
Right before Ben Kindle caught the stick to the face, the puck movement by the Penguins on the power play was pretty much as good as it gets. And we've seen a lot of flashy plays from Erik Karlsson today as well as the Predators ice it down. 9:01 to play in the second period, no score.
A lot of Swedish NHL celebrities at the game. Get to see a little bit of everyone there coming out to watch and support this product, the NHL, and in their home country, ex-players, great Swedish players. Forsberg, Lidström, course, they're going to be there. Matt Sundin.
It's the place to be today. This one is sent down again the length of the ice. Icing by the Preds. 8:51 to go in the second. Yeah, if you have any sort of hockey connection and you're in Sweden right now, how could you not be at this game?
It's a big night, and obviously, of course, so meaningful as well to a good hockey country like Sweden. They always put a really good team together, with the Olympics also on the table coming up this year. So
one of the competitors in the Four Nations face-off last season. One of the better spectacles of best-on-best hockey we've seen in recent time. As Crosby tries to drag it out to the neutral zone. The Predators break it up, send it back into the Penguins' end. Out towards center ice it goes, back by Nashville. They'll chip it down to the corner. Carlson tries to sweep it along the end boards. Ryan O'Reilly gets in the mix. He gets it to Evangelista. Now up along to the near point. There's a slap shot that doesn't get through traffic.
Looked like it hit Chris Letang in the midsection.
Down to the corner, drag, fired by O'Reilly, kept out of there by Shilovs. Now it's taken back over to the corner, up towards the slot. Perbix settles it down, flips it over to the point. Brady Shea kicks it off the shoulder of Shilovs. Rebound taken by Evangelista. He'll bring it to the near corner, backhanded up to Perbix. High slot, wrister doesn't get through, pops up, goes out of play. 7:41 to play in the second period. We are still scoreless.
Penguins on a rush up the ice. They look to be good. A nice pass by Kindle to Crosby, just missing the mark, and O'Reilly picking that off, and then their line went to work. O'Reilly, Forsberg, Evangelista, eventually ending up with a good play at the net. Forsberg put cross crease to O'Reilly, and going from his left to right was Shilovs with another big pad save. Another save later on Evangelista tip off Brady Shea. He's been really sharp, hasn't he? Artur Shilovs here for the Penguins.
18 saves for the Latvian goaltender. The Penguins have it back in the Predators' zone. Here's the fourth line. Wotherspoon now at the point. Tries to wrist one. Doesn't get through traffic. Dewar spins it along the boards. In the corner. Now a loose puck in the near circle. Gets it over to Lizotte. He tried to fire a shot. That was blocked. Played back over to the corner. Koppanen feeds it to Dewar. Flips it ahead along the far wall. Lizotte races it down at the half boards, but the Predators take it up and out. Dump it into the Penguin zone where it's taken. And trying to exit, but Ryan Shea will have to take it back. Flipped over to Wotherspoon. Pitches it up ahead. Leaping up into the air is Bunting to take the puck down, but now Lizotte will drag it into the Predators zone. Trying to feed Novak at the far side. Nashville broke that up. Some choppy play as the puck goes out of play. Stop the clock at 6:44 in this second period. Still no score. Penguins being outshot 18-9.
It's a good hard-working shift by the Penguins there. It was a little choppy, but Lizotte seemed to have the puck a lot. How do you not love the way he works out there? Missing, of course, Noel Acciari on that line that has been so successful to start this year with just wearing teams down. With Dewar and Lizotte. Joona Koppanen now up and down in that position for the Penguins.
They're especially missing Acciari on that line for the face-offs, too. He was putting up some really good face-off numbers before going down with an upper body injury. It's been a lot of next man up mentality for the Penguins, who just seem to be missing so many role players on each line.
Yeah, just affected by that right now, and some long-term ones too. 3 months and surgeries.
Malkin gets a good bounce off the backside of UC Saros, and that's how this game finds its first goal. Evgeny Malkin gets the Penguins on the board with 6:11 to go in the second period.
You mentioned it, some choppy play, nothing seemingly happening in this game. Just a battle along the boards, nothing really happened. It was Dumba who shot down the wall and kept the play alive. He was jammed up on that far side of the ice to the left of UC Saros. I don't think Malkin meant to bank this in at all either. Dumba shoots down the wall, bumps it back down behind the net. It was just kind of like those cycle plays. It looked like it hit off the stick of McCarron and deflected up into Saros and off him and in. I know it was just surprises Malkin that it went into, as Saros couldn't believe it either. Nonetheless, it's a 1-0 lead now here for the Penguins. Get a lucky goal to open the scoring.
Career goal number 518 for Evgeny Malkin. He ties Dale Hawerchuk for 40th all time. And the Penguins with a 1-0 lead on a quirky goal.
Nothing was happening. Puck deflected out of play and just some choppy passes and a battle down in the offensive zone on the boards. It didn't look like much. Good to be lucky, lucky to be good.
And they'll take it. Right now the puck pinned along the boards in the corner. And it's sent over to the far side. Probably one of the few places you won't hear a rouse of boos with a play like that, because all the Swedes are just happy to see NHL hockey here. The Predators do take it into the Penguin zone, but it quickly gets kicked out to the neutral zone. Koivunen sends it rink wide. Carlson couldn't handle the pass. We've got 5:15 to go in the second. Penguins lead 1-0. Evgeny Malkin with a bank shot off the back of UC Saros in behind the Predator net. Now Nashville back in the Penguin zone. Tried to flip it up to Perbix. It gets pinballed around the slot. Out to the neutral zone it goes. Perbix sends it back ahead for Nashville. Now Crosby swoops in, steals the puck. Chips it over to Wotherspoon, who will feed it up ahead to the neutral zone. The Penguins dump it back into the Preds end. Loose puck in the circle. Sent off the far wall. Now it's taken by Marchessault with some speed over the Penguins line. He gets wrapped up into the boards against Brian Rust. Tapped over to the high slot. Perbix waits, fires, got redirected wide over to the near corner. Ryan Shea plays it off the wall. Couldn't clear it ahead. Evangelista got in the way. Puck goes loose into the Penguins' end. Taken back by Letang. He'll slip it up ahead towards center ice. The Predators send it deep back into the Penguins' end again. Loose puck in behind the net. Eric Holla tries to get handle of it. Feeds Evangelista in the near corner. Stops on a dime. Centering pass. Goes all the way over to the far side. And Stastny will send it deep. On the doorstep. Kept out of there by Shilov. Stastny keeps it alive at the point. Chips it down to the corner. Letang waits. We hit the 4-minute mark of the second period. Penguins with a 1-0 lead. Fourth goal of the season for Evgeny Malkin. As Blake Lizotte gets taken down.
No call.
No penalty call.
Lizotte made a couple moves through the neutral zone and eluded the first guy. The second guy clipped his feet and sent him flying, and no call.
Got tabletop down. They play on with 3.5 to go in the second period. Spun around the boards to the far side. Lizotte chips it up to the point. Dumba can't keep it alive. He has to regroup in the neutral zone. Backhands it through center ice. Lizotte now over the Preds line. Chips it up to the point. Koponen will send it deep to the corner. Along the end boards as Haig spits it up along the near wall. Up ahead now. Nashville with it. Marchessault. Rather Weisblatt into the Penguin zone. Down to the corner. Flipped up. Went off the skate of Koponen. Weisblatt again below the goal line. Brings it over to the far side. Spins around in the circle. Centering pass got deflected. Goes over to the near wall. Blankenberg sends it deep. Pulled up by McCarron. Now Ryan Graves comes away with the puck. Under 3 minutes to go in this second period. 1-0 Pens. Dewar will take it over to the far side. Dump it into the Predators zone far corner. Brady Shea keeps it away from Malkin. Predators work it up along the far boards. Out towards center ice it goes. Novak breaks up the play. Preds back in the Penguin zone now. Far circle. Philip Forsberg, a turnaround shot. Oh, the backhanded attempt went wide of the net, though. Fight for the puck in the neutral zone. It's taken away by Svechkov. He'll dump it on net. Shilov's with the stop and freezes it. 2:20 to go in the second period. But Evgeny Malkin has broken the ice. 1-0 Pens. Late in the second period, you're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The heaviest metal credit card of all time. Rumored to be one of only 18 in existence. Plated with the very same tungsten that forged the International Space Station. And wielded at business dinners like a samurai sword. It's a classic corporate power move. But the real power move? Having end-to-end visibility on your most critical shipments. FedEx, the new power move.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at PittsburghPenguins.com/contests. That's PittsburghPenguins.com/contests.
It's crunch time. The Shop and Save Tailgate Zone giveaway is happening right now until December 21st. Grab game day snacks that bring the energy and enter for your shot to win a free tailgate party valued up to $450. Just head in store, find the Tailgate Zone signs, and scan the QR code to enter online. One tailgate party is given away every week. Submit an entry each week to be eligible. Shop, save, enjoy life. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. See store for official rules.
Well, the plot of this second period doesn't really define the title. The Penguins being outworked, outplayed, not showing much on the power play in the second period, yet they lead 1-0, getting Malkin with the only goal.
And interesting looking at just the shots right now. 10-2 this period for the Nashville Predators. Yes, they started the period on a 59-second power play, but I don't even know if Evgeny Malkin's shot goal is a shot. He shot it from behind the net. I think it was a pass. That's the difference right now.
Again, he just caught the backside of UC Saros. It found the right bounce, the right angle. It went in. Malkin's got his 4th goal of the season, his 518th in his career. Penguins lead 1-0. We reached the 2-minute warning of the second period.
I think the story so far is Shelov's for the Penguins and how he's played.
Big time. As Carlson with a ton of speed comes into the Predators zone. Fired a shot on net. Almost caught a good bounce there.
He was down below the goal line and just fired that in on Saros' feet. He almost caught a similar bounce to Malkin.
Nashville breaks up the Penguins' entry through the neutral zone. They dump it into the Pens' end. Evangelista plays it along the boards, brings it up to the point, sends it down to the corner. Ryan O'Reilly looking to feed Stamkos at the circle. Couldn't connect. Loose puck goes over to the far corner. Swept around the boards in behind the net. Now angled up to Forsberg. Bottom of the circle. Shot on net. Hits the side of the cage. Forsberg still handling the puck in the near corner. Tomasino, the former Pred, can't get to it. It's poked down along the near wall. Pulled away by Ville Koivunen. They'll dump it into the Pred's end, but we get a whistle blown. 13 to go in this second period. Penguins lead 1-0.
Wondering if that puck hit somebody on the bench as it was chipped up the wall. Just kind of a weird whistle out of nowhere. Faceoff will come just in front of the Penguins bench in the neutral zone at the offensive blue line for the Penguins.
Pens control after it. Tang sends it down into the Predators' end, but that'll be icing. 66 seconds to go in the second. Penguins lead 1-0. Well, you gotta like the play from Erik Karlsson in this game, Arnie.
Yeah, he's putting on a show for his hometown fans and home country fans. Now this icing being waved off, they're now putting it at center ice.
Well, Letang was barking at the officials right after the whistle was blown.
And see, like the thing when I played there too, Joe, I played 1 year in Sweden, and people come from all over. You can just take the train right into Stockholm. Like the train system over there is awesome.
Yeah.
You just go. I would go for dinner in another town. I'd come back that night on the train. It's awesome.
Get your smoked fish in the morning and zip on over to the next part of Sweden.
Yeah, and I don't know if it started yet. It's pretty early, but Christmas markets over there are something else.
Ooh. Well, Ben Kindle into the Predators zone, but Nashville pokes it out. Final 40 seconds of this second period. Penguins lead 1-0 over the Preds. Nashville sends it ahead into the Penguins' end, down to the far corner. Shea races after it. Chops at it. Kept alive by the Preds. Big pad save from Shelovs. Kindle picks up the rebound. 25 seconds to go. Quickly dumps it into the Predators' zone far corner. Crosby muscles it down along the end boards, but Nashville carries it out along the far side. Blankenberg gets it ahead over the Penguins line. Chips it down, but it hit the angled glass. Goes out of play with 13.8 seconds left in the second period.
Once again, on a simple little dump and just prior to the Preds putting this puck out of play, it was Kindle and Crosby on a little rush, 2-on-2 rush, nothing happening. And this is the smarts of Kindle. Like, where do I put it? How do I get this to Sid? Cross ice dump using the end boards to bounce out to Sid. And Nashville Predators defense made a good play cutting that off, but you're always thinking. Ben Kindle's brain is something else.
Again, it's been his hockey IQ that's been the most impressive for the Penguins in his short amount of time here to debut in the NHL. As the Predators putting a lot of traffic in front of Shelov's right now. 3 seconds to go. Puck gets pinned over to the far boards. That'll do it for the second. So Evgeny Malkin's good bounce of a goal is the difference in this one so far. The Penguins lead 1-0 through 40 minutes in Sweden, yet they're being outshot by Nashville 20-10, and that's 12-2 in the second period.
Well, Evgeny Malkin is 23rd point and 8th goal in this his 22nd game against the Nashville Predators. Is the difference here in this one through 40, just 1 goal. And you look at the play in this second period, Joe, the Penguins got to get back to the drawing board a little bit as the Preds kind of put their foot on the gas on the Penguins, but nothing to show for it.
Artur Shelov's with 20 saves for the Pens and a 1-0 lead over the Preds. Brian Metzer will have the second intermission report for us, along with a chat with Armdog Colby Armstrong, as the Penguins lead Nashville by 1. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Hi, everyone. Julie Stewart-Binks here, along with former NHLer Nate Thompson. Join us on Energy Line as we share our takes, stories, and surprise guests every week. Patrick Kane, 3-time Stanley Cup champion. Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan. 6-time Stanley Cup champion Mark Messier.
With over 800 NHL games, I know a couple guys.
Biz didn't have Twitter. No one knew who he was, so I called Whit, and I'm like, how is Biz? He was like, I'm telling you right now, you're going to hate him. Then he'll be your best friend.
Listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts,
or wherever you get your podcasts.
As the official professional products partner of the Pittsburgh Penguins, Kimberly-Clark Professionals deliver trusted brands like Scott, Kleenex, and Wipe-All to deliver game-ready hygiene solutions that keep facilities clean, efficient, and prepared for action. Learn more at kcprofessional.com.
Pittsburgh-based EQT Corporation is the top natural gas producer in the United States and is a proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins' pathway to net zero. EQT is an industry leader in cutting emissions and using our region's clean resources to replace dirtier sources of energy overseas. EQT and the Penguins are focused on achieving key climate goals and reducing emissions across Pittsburgh and beyond. Visit EQT.com to learn more about how EQT is moving towards the future and setting the standard for production of affordable, reliable, and clean energy.
It takes real beer to quench real thirst, to give you real satisfaction. Iron City Beer is the perfect result of the skill and knowledge developed through 164 years in the business. Go on, grab one.
This Pittsburgh Penguins moment is brought to you by the officers, members, and families of Local Union Number 5 of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. Our members have lived and worked in the region since 1897, providing all of the electrical and telecommunications needs of commercial, industrial, and residential customers. We offer a state-of-the-art training center that is second to none and internationally recognized. Local Union Number 5 of the IBW will be here to stand by you for all of your electrical installation needs today and well into the future. Our members show their hometown pride supporting the Pittsburgh Penguins.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
And welcome into our second intermission report, where the Penguins inexplicably hold a 1-0 lead over the Nashville Predators. Brian Metzer back here with you. Of course, the boys are over in Sweden and for this Global Series game against the Preds. And I say inexplicably because they were outshot in the period 12-2, and actually for a very large stretch of time, they had just one shot on goal. The second may not have even really been a shot. It was Evgeny Malkin firing the puck from behind the goal, and it went off the stick of Michael McCarron and in behind UC Saros for that 1-0 lead at 13:49. Matt Dumba with the assist on that goal, and Penguins kind of weathered it, held themselves into it until they got that 1-0 lead, because they were under siege at times, and Artur Shelov's was outstanding in goal, making a number of really quality saves, including a save on a breakaway when Justin Barron, he had gone to the box earlier in the period for high sticking. That happened at 5:22. When they got him out of the box, the Preds flipped it up over all of the Penguins and everyone else, and he got in completely alone And it almost looked like he was on ether in a way. It was a slow motion power breakaway, not much speed or even a ton of deking, but he did make several moves, and Shilos was on top of it and kept that puck out of his net. Made a nice toe save on Ryan O'Reilly at one point in that period and just pretty much held the fort. As I said, 12 for 12 in terms of the shots he faced in that second period of play. And the Penguins really get themselves in a spot now where they can kind of regroup, retool, and kind of lick their wounds a little bit in this second intermission. I'll be curious to see what sort of advice Dan Muse and the staff have for them to get them primed to come out and hold this 1-goal lead. They have, at times this year, proven to be able to play better with a 1-goal lead in hockey games than they had over the last couple of seasons. However, they have surrendered leads lately, and I know they would like to avoid that in this battle between they and the Nashville Predators in Game 1 of the Global Series over in Stockholm, Sweden at Avicii Arena. When we come back here, we will catch up with the great Colby Armstrong for some hockey talk, and you'll hear it all next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Do you know an educator that goes above and beyond for their students? Highmark and the Pittsburgh Penguins want to celebrate the educators who make a difference every day. Nominate an outstanding educator for the Highmark Most Valuable Educator Contest for their chance to win the ultimate away game trip, including round-trip flights, a 2-night hotel stay, and tickets to see the Penguins take on the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden on February 28th. Nominate your favorite educator today at PittsburghPenguins.com/contests. That's PittsburghPenguins.com/contests.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Proud sponsor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Office is Pittsburgh.
This is the Penguins Live Intermission Report.
Penguins ahead of the Preds 1-0 after 2 over in Sweden at Avicii Arena. Brian Metzer back here with you at our Penguins Radio Network studios in Pittsburgh, and now happy to be joined by the Arm Dog, Colby Armstrong. Army, welcome back to the Intermission Report. How are you doing today, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing good, buddy. I've been traveling a lot myself. I got to do Colorado-Anaheim game a few nights ago, then a Chicago-New Jersey game, and back now to do this Swedish game in the Global Series. So pretty exciting week for me here.
You're all over the globe just as much as the Pittsburgh Penguins right now, my friend, and that's the case for you quite often. And speaking of the travel and everything, I mean, I talked with Matt Venzel about this in the first period. You played internationally. You've played all around the world at times in your career. How difficult can it be to go to different time zones, not only in the country, but across the globe, and have to get out and play 60 minutes? Because the Penguins looked like they had their legs in the first, but they started to betray them a little bit in the second period.
Yeah, and I think a little bit choppy, right, this game as well, with all the time off. You're used to playing every second day, and I remember flying over to Moscow, Russia, and playing World Championships, and I didn't sleep for the first few nights. When you get that big time change, it's just you're all out of sorts and trying to correct that and get that going. They've had a little bit of time to do that, obviously, and have tried to adjust with certain, sleep ideas or science that they would have them practice as soon as they got there and so on, to get their bodies adjusted and eating at the right time and so on. So there are some tricks, and it's come a long way. in the last number of years with the science behind that with these teams. So a lot put into it leading up to these 2 games, there's no question. Then you got to come back, and then they got to play back-to-back as soon as they come back. So, challenging time, I think, for both these teams in trying to do that.
How uplifting can it be to have a period go the way that it did with the Penguins being back on their heels, being outshot so significantly, and then you get what amounts to sort of a fluky goal off the stick of Gino, and suddenly you're feeling pretty good about your game?
Yeah, I mean, you're in a good spot, right? You're like, oh, man, we survived. We're lucky. Only a couple shots for the Penguins. And I was saying, Mets, I don't even know if you count that as a shot, right? It went off McCarron's stick from behind the net and deflected in off of him. But
yeah,
that's a break, and that's a goal for Evgeny Malkin, his 4th of the season. And I think you just take that and go, do we have better? Yes. Yeah, I think we do, and regroup and try to get back going, because you survived a period where it was more so in your zone and more so the chances, obviously, for the Nashville Predators.
Yeah, one question, I did talk to Wenzel about this in the last intermission, and I wanted to run it by an NHL player, a former one, albeit, but what is different in terms of the shooter and the goaltender when you're doing a shootout attempt? Because Artur Shilovs has made 2 breakaway saves in this hockey game, and he's done that a couple of times this season as well with real game action, but the shootouts have gone so sideways on him. So what is the main thing mentally that goes into the difference between those two?
Well, I think they talked about practicing it. Maybe it's paid off, obviously, with a couple big saves. Shilovs looked great. He's been their best player here through 2 periods, but I think in-game is just more high-tempo speed. Like, there's guys chasing you, and when you get a penalty shot situation, it's totally different with the timing. You see players coming in slower, then speeding up, then slowing back down. They have the luxury of doing that when they're all by themselves and performing that skill attempt when they get to the shootout. So it's a totally different environment of the shooter and what they're going to do and how much time they have to do it, more so than in a game where they're rushed.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's got to be just a game speed and then overthinking and then the million moves, too, in a shootout opportunity.
I think, to Mets, you think about, like, hey, what does this guy like to do? And in game, you don't have time. You're like, okay, this is the guy, bang, your brain, you just react and make the save. And Shilovs did that on Barron when he got out of the box there. Massive save, and he's playing exceptional right now.
Yeah, he is the key here for this team so far to help. Hopefully, he can help them maintain this 1-0 lead. Army, thank you for this, my friend. We'll do it on Sunday morning here for our listeners in Pittsburgh.
Bright and early. Coffee out, Mets.
Yeah, get your high test coffee ready to go, my friend.
All right, thanks for having me, buddy.
All right, brother. That is the great Colby Armstrong, and as I said, we'll do this again on Sunday morning with him. When I come back, a couple of news bites for you, and you can hear it on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Tender Care Learning Centers, the early education professionals, has been providing quality child care and preschool education for over 40 years. To find one of our 20 convenient locations near you, visit tendercarelc.org. Tender Care Learning Centers is the child care provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
It takes all of us to take action and bring awareness to create a better community and environment. Penguins Pledge brings together key Penguins business partners with a common goal to create a more environmentally conscious community. Together with our Pledge Impact partners, Davey Tree, Excelitas, Duquesne Light Company, and WM, Penguins Pledge is a commitment to a better and more sustainable Pittsburgh. Learn more at pittsburghpenguins.com/Penguins Pledge.
Keeping your home warm in the winter and cold in the summer, Mitsubishi Electric is a top manufacturer of heating and air conditioner products, and they're hiring. To elevate your career in engineering, project management, product assembly, and more, visit meppi.com/careers.
Here they come over the neutral zone to Rust. He shoots, he scores! Brian Rust with a goal! And you know what that means, folks? Rusty Shakes half off from Milkshake Factory.
You heard that right, Pittsburgh. Brian Rust here letting you know that I'm bringing back Pittsburgh's #1 milkshake. Rusty's Shake is a rich chocolate shake with oven-baked brownies, crushed cookies and cream, and hot fudge topped with whipped cream and a chocolate 17. When you hear this, come down to the Milkshake Factory for half-off shakes.
This segment of the Penguins Live Intermission Report is brought to you by Smith's Hot Dogs, proud sponsor of the Penguins and official hot dogs at PPG Paints Arena.
Penguins ahead of the Predators 1-0 after 2 periods of play in Sweden in game 1 of this global series, 2-game affair over there. Brian Metzer back here with you, and a quick news bite for you. We always try and catch up on some injuries. Montreal Canadiens are going to be without a couple valuable players. Alex Newhook is expected to be out 4 months for the Montreal Canadiens after he had surgery on Friday for a broken ankle. And then quality young defenseman Caden Gooley had surgery Thursday for a partially torn abductor muscle and is expected to be out 8 to 10 weeks. So those are valuable guys for them, and they were already down Patrick Laine. So high hopes, of course, in Canada for the Canadiens this year. They wanted them to have a great year. They looked like they were primed to do so, and now these injuries could put a little bit of a hindrance in that mix. And I know that Lane Hudson did not have his greatest hockey game, 2 of them over the last couple of. So we'll see if he can pull that together. When we come back, third period action. Joe Brand, Colby Armstrong will bring it to you next on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Feel that 3 a.m. euphoria any time of the day. On BPM, a channel delivering non-stop dance and electronic hits. And live sets from the world's top DJs. The beat never stops on BPM, Channel 52. And at home with SiriusXM on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
We deliver the NHL.
Jeff Gorton, the president of hockey operations for the Montreal Canadiens.
Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki. How much do their games complement each other?
They're sort of reading each other's minds of where to be. And Nick is so bright. His hockey sense is so good. I think that Cole is feeding off it. It's been fun to watch. And like I said, they're pretty young. They're still getting better, but they're driving our bus every day. And
SiriusXM, NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it, there's a chance, rebound Caulfield, shoots and scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
PittsburghPenguins.com/groups for all the details.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
The latest news of the night.
Svechnikov and now Hamilton. Back for Andre. He's in for a shot. He scores!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
Penguins with a 1-0 lead over the Nashville Predators thanks to Evgeny Malkin's bank shot off the behind of UC Saros. That is considered a shot on goal for the Pens, and it's just one of their 2 that they had in that second period, being outshot by the Preds 12-2. Final 20 minutes. Third periods have been tough for the Penguins lately, Army. They definitely have to improve their game here in the final 20 to hang on to this one.
Yeah, well, and they're lucky to be where they're at, really. Saros has been playing out of his mind. Some breakaway chances absolutely shut down by him after first period. Rocket wrister knocked his helmet off, and maybe that needs to happen for some of the Pens here as well and get themselves going here in this third period. Lucky to be up by 1 goal, and there's more there for them to take over and spend some more time down in Nashville's end. There hasn't been many shifts, maybe 2 I can think of, where there was extended offensive zone possession by the Penguins for an extended period of time. And as you mentioned before we went to the intermission, that it's kind of choppy, a little choppy. And some time off for both these teams as they get back into it here in Stockholm.
Again, there was a short amount of time during the Penguins' power play, but even that wasn't all that much. But a 1-0 lead to begin the third period. Penguins in their road white sweaters attacking from left to right with Artur Shilovs in net. He's made 20 saves today. And the Nashville Predators in their home gold sweaters attacking from right to left with Jussi Saros in net. Drop of the puck, third period is underway. It's brought to you by number 1 Cochrane, go one better. Penguins had it in the corner on the far side, and the Predators and Nashville clears it up along the wall, but not out just yet. Chipped over to the near boards. Crosby races after it, keeps it alive at the point. Now it's stolen by Ryan O'Reilly. He'll clear it out towards center ice as Philip Forsberg, the Swede, takes it into the Penguin zone from the slot, backhands it, but it goes right to the stick of the other Swede, Erik Karlsson. Now Brian Rust over the Predators line to the far side. Downstairs looking for Crosby. Off his stick over to the near corner. Rolls to the play of Philip Forsberg, who will sweep it back in behind the net. Played over to the far side. Cleared up and out by Nashville, but right to Chris Letang. He'll crank it back down into the Preds end. To the near corner. Nashville pitches it up into the air, goes tumbling towards center ice. Ryan Shea sweeps it away on the far side. Gets to Letang, who clears it out. A tumbling puck that'll go down for icing into Nashville's end.
Well, that top Crosby line to start, nothing's really gonna have a couple plays through the first 40 where it was like, okay, you know, that is starting to look like something, but pretty sleepy game for them here. And puck not really sitting on the stick of Crosby and able to make things happen. Ben Kindle been a standout for them here so far. Noticeable player, right? I think it's been Shilovs and Karlsson on the back ends played well, jumped out at you, and up front Kindle and maybe Tommy Novak as well has looked pretty good through the first couple periods. We'll see what they have in store here for the third.
Yeah, Malkin with the only goal. He's leading the Penguins with 3 shots on goal, which again they've considered the one that he scored a shot on net.
It's from behind the net, yes.
Penguins trying to keep it alive. Rather work it out of their zone. And it's dragged out by Novak. And get it into Nashville's end, down to the corner. And behind the net, but Mantha can't get to it. Nashville pokes at it on the near wall. Malkin had a touch on it, but it's taken back by Nicholas Hague. Had to Erik Haula. Into the Penguin zone. Dragged from the top of the slot. It's broken up. Predators take it back. Sent to Rister. Couldn't get through traffic. Malkin's got the loose puck. Now a outlet pass taken away by Stastny. He's got it in the Penguin zone. Drilling in behind the net. And flipping it over to the high slot. One-timer goes wide. Bangs off the end boards. Letang now chips it up and pops out. Skims the netting. With a little over 2 minutes gone in the third period, 1-0 the Pens lead.
Tang and his partner there, Ryan Shea, caught out for a minute and a half on that shift. I think Letang meant to chip that puck up into the netting, off the glass and into the netting. Actually, kind of smart if you're tired and you can't have any more to go. But a defensive zone faceoff now here for the Penguins.
Penguins control after it. Matt Dumba drags it up and fires it out towards Nashville's end, but Predators sweep it out to the neutral zone, taken right back by the Pens. Joona Koppanen spits it down to the far corner. Justin Barron sweeps it up along the near wall. Goes all the way down to the Pens end, but raced down by Ryan Graves. Graves playing in his 4th game since being called up from Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Matt Dumba playing in his 6th game with the Penguins this year.
And his 2nd assist on that Malkin goal as well, keeping the puck in down the wall, making a good play.
And again, it was Graves scoring in his 2nd game since being recalled. Kevin Hayes back in the lineup for the 3rd game this year. Danton Heinen was a late scratch. Philip Tomasino, the former Predator, took over. Predators have some trouble getting into the Penguin zone. And Brady Shea, the former Hurricane, will dump it down, stopped by Artur Shilovs. Graves up ahead of the neutral zone. Broken up by Nashville. They hack at the puck, and Weisblatt sweeps it away. Now Shea's got it again. Sends it rink wide over to the far boards. Wotherspoon plays it off the wall. Feeds Karlsson. Carlson playing in his home country, gets it up to Ville Koivunen. He'll shovel it over to the far side for Crosby. Pitches it up to Wotherspoon. He couldn't get a clean dump in. And now up ahead, the Predators on a bit of a breakaway. A shot and they score. Or do they? Off the near post.
Well, it looked to me like it went in.
And the officials have called it no goal.
It's Evangelista down the wing with a laser beam. It looked like it hit the bar, went in and out so fast. Kind of got in behind the defenseman.
So we'll wait to hear if a horn blows.
Yeah, I don't know why. My eyes, to me, it looked like it went in, unless it went straight down and hit the ice funny and kind of bounced weird.
And by this time, they typically
have blown it, reviewed it, and blown it down.
Exactly. But they play on.
I'm maybe wrong.
4.5 minutes.
Before.
4.5 minutes have gone in this third period. Penguins still working with a 1-0 lead. They're still looking for their first shot on goal in this third period. And they've now been outshot 13-2 since the first. There's Letang with it, backhands it up along the far wall. Malkin can't clear it out just yet. Slowly rolls over to the corner as Letang has it. Sent over to the near side, Ryan Shea. Takes his time with it as the Penguins will get a change. Sent all the way up to Malkin, who will shovel it down into Nashville's end. Rolls around the boards to Saros and behind the net. Flipped over to the far side. Kept alive at the point. Shot on net. Caught some traffic, but Saros still keeps it out.
Deflected. Big save by Saros with his right pad. A little blocker action in there as well, reacting that deflection.
Deflection may have come from Tommy Novak. He was at least in the vicinity. Continuing his active play. Now Lazat with some speed. He's in the Predators zone, outnumbered by gold sweaters, and then crunched into the boards in the near corner. Nashville chips it out towards center ice. Matt Dumba races it down. Snapped up ahead. Penguins take it over the Predators line. McCarron spins it around the boards to the near corner. Connor Dewar swings it up top. Pass gets broken up though. Nashville takes it away towards center ice. Slowed down by Koponen, but Nashville dumps it back down into the Penguins' end. Shilov's out of his net, plays it to the near side for Dumba. Now worked over to Dewar. He's through the neutral zone. Backhand pitchforks it down in Nashville's near corner. And kicked over along the wall to be picked up by Haig. Over 6 minutes gone in the third period. Penguins with a 1-0 lead. And a big steal from Erik Karlsson. And here come the Penguins with some numbers in the Predators zone. Karlsson near circle. Centering pass broken up by a sprawled out Nick Perbix. Penguins still with it. High slot. Snapped over to Karlsson. He unloads and his stick exploded on his as he tried to tee up a shot.
Good chances by Karlsson. 2-on-1 to break up that play at the net front where it seemingly looked like Nashville was going to get a grade A opportunity, and was right on the stick, and he was gone. From that, got a 2-on-1 and just maybe held on to it a little too long. I think he was looking to pass.
Well, with the shot passes that he's shown off today and all season long, you just kind of hold your breath to see what he's going to do with the puck. Here's Crosby feeding the slot for Brian Rust. Backhand shot saved by Saros. Loose puck kicked in behind the net. Here's Kindle with a drive that goes off the side of the cage. Russ sweeps it up to the point. Penguins still with it in the Pred zone. Letang along the near wall. He goes for a centering pass. It goes off the skate of one of the Predators. Crosby gets in front to keep the puck deep. Kindle plays it off the far wall. He feeds Crosby. Had some trouble handling it. It goes into the bench. And will send us to our first break of the first period. The Penguins finally picking up some momentum, but clinging on to a 1-goal lead. 12:28 to go in the third period on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Your home for the biggest stories in the league is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
This is Bob Papa from Airing It Out. Week 11 is here with some massive matchups, including Seahawks-Rams, Chiefs-Broncos, and Lions-Eagles. A.J. Brown above a touchdown! The playoff picture is starting to take shape, and we're talking about it with you.
Mike McDonald, I tell you, he's done an outstanding job with the Seahawks.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on SiriusXM FC. This is the place where legends are born.
Merseyside magic from Mo Salah.
Dynasties are built.
Real Madrid do what they do best.
And history is made.
It is a night to remember for Paris Saint-Germain.
Hear the top Champions League matches all season long on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
With Kyle Davidson, Chicago Blackhawks GM, what would constitute a successful season in your mind?
We just want to see players continue to improve. We've got a new coaching staff in here that the players are really responding to. We just want to keep taking steps, individually and collectively, and eventually those results will take care of themselves. And, hopefully we can keep getting points on the board, and we'll see where that puts us towards the end of the year.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91 and the Sirius XM app.
1-0 Penguins here. A little push from them. But Unleashing AI takes brain power and real power from right here in Pittsburgh. EQT fuels the innovation driving the next big play.
That's former Swedish athlete Colby Armstrong. The Penguins with a 1-0 lead over the Predators from Stockholm, Sweden. Penguins keep it alive. Novak downstairs to Malkin, brings it up towards the near circle. A little bit out of his reach, but corrals it still to the far point. Ryan Shea down to the corner for Letang. Along the wall, downstairs, it goes off the end boards over to the near side. Tommy Novak cuts in front, but the Predators still work it out towards center ice. Now a backhand chips it back into the Penguins, and Letang tries to get in front. Now a centering pass, and Shilov's kept it out.
Thing just came out front and then trickled through under his stick across the goal line out the other side.
Well, some clarification on earlier in this period when we thought Luke Evangelista had tied up the game. We saw the replay during the break.
Yeah, it hit off the crossbar post short side on Shilov's. It went right down and hit the far post on the bottom and came out, and that's why it looks so weird. Evangelista thought it was a goal. I'm going to replay a good look at it. It did not go in.
And we showed the replay of it, and then the replay of Evangelista looking at the replay. It's not often where the players get fooled. Yeah,
it fooled me just because of the look of it. You look to see how it comes back out of there, and usually you have a good sense of what it's hit, but that one did not go in. And another play from down below that just a few seconds ago that was close, and Shilov's not hitting off his feet or his pad as it snuck underneath him and went right through across the crease. Pred's coming close, but can't get one by Artur Shilov's.
That's why the Penguins amping up their game seems like such a necessity right now, because they're clinging on to a 1-goal lead because of a couple of fortunate bounces. Again, it was Evgeny Malkin from behind the net to send it off the backside of UC Saros. Here's a soft shot on net that Shilov stops. 11:06 to go in regulation. Penguins lead 1-0.
Penguins in spurts this game. Just very minimal spurts where it's been them in the offensive zone and able to put some heat a little bit on this Predators team, but not enough. Not enough for extended periods of time.
Again, Artur Shilov has faced the Predators more times in the playoffs than in the regular season. It's only his second regular season game against Nashville. After both Thatcher Demko and Kevin Lankinen went down in the postseason in 2024. It was Artur Shilov to take over. Casey DeSmith was the other goaltender then. Ryan Graves works it up to the neutral zone on the far side. Backhands it over to Kevin Hayes, who sweeps it down into the Predators' end. Justin Barron in behind the net. He had a breakaway chance coming out of the penalty box back in the first period. Penguins unsuccessful on 2 power plays today. They are 1 for 1 on their lone PK. Reaching the 10-minute mark of the third period. Penguins lead 1-0. Crosby from the near corner of the Preds end spins it around the boards. It was out of the reach of Ben Kindle, though. Crosby chips it over to Rust in the corner, played up to the point. Letang sends it around the walls. In the near corner for Crosby. Swept up to the point. Erik Karlsson. He'll send it deep. Over to the far corner, Kindle. Stopped it. Pitched it over to Rust. He's looking for Crosby on the doorstep. Couldn't connect. Swarmed by a couple of Predators. And Nashville works it out. Brady Shea will chip it down into the Penguins' end. Karlsson plays it off the boards on the near side. Up ahead to Ben Kindle as Crosby spins it around the boards again. Witherspoon chops it out towards center ice. Brian Rust will dump it down into Nashville's end, but that'll angle out of play. Stop the clock with 9:30 to go in the third period. Penguins still hanging on to a 1-0 lead from Stockholm, Sweden. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
What is life-changing medicine? Is it returning to the playing field or your favorite hiking path after an injury? Or running with your grandkids after a joint replacement? At UPMC, life-changing medicine is all those things. Through innovative research, rehabilitation, and advanced surgical procedures, our experts get you back to what you love doing. UPMC, changing healthcare, changing lives. Life-changing medicine.
Hi, Joe Stefka here for NSS Life. For well over a century, we've been providing a smarter, more affordable way to deliver financial security for families across America.
And hi, this is Phil Bork. NSS Life is a great company that continues to offer charitable, social, and educational opportunities. Plus, their annuities ensure that your money is safe and grows every single day.
NSS Life, where family matters.
The Steel City knows a thing or two about winners. When it comes to environmental services, WM has been winning for over 50 years. We have over 45,000 MVPs on our roster across North America, from truck drivers to sales professionals and everything in between. And right now, we're looking for Pittsburgh area professionals to join our winning team because doing what's right for our planet is vital work. Best tackled together. We offer competitive pay, great benefits, and tons of other perks. Start your new career by visiting careers.wm.com. That's careers.wm.com.
No matter the occasion, there's always a reason to celebrate with a DQ ice cream cake. Creamy DQ soft serve and the chocolatey crunch center is great at any get-together. Customize yours today at DQ.com. DQ is the official ice cream and ice cream cake of the Penguins.
Well, the Mega Millions jackpot now has an estimated annuity of $980 million. And that draws tonight, Joe. That's $980 million. So don't forget to play at your local retailer or online. Pennsylvania Lottery proceeds benefit older Pennsylvanians every day. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. If you win that, you can get to Game 2 of this global series in Stockholm pretty easily on your fancy new private jet. $980 million.
That would take your...
Get out of town on a bike. Well, you'll be getting out of town on a private jet, I mean.
Yeah. It'll take your Penguin fandom to a whole nother level. Levels by Avicii just took us on a break. Penguins and Predators at Avicii Arena. Steal here by Tommy Novak. Up ahead, Anthony Mantha over the Predators line. Chips it forward, but stopped by UC Saros, keeping it a 1-0 lead for the Penguins with 9:12 to go in regulation.
Maybe perfect for the Penguins here is nothing really happening. They can keep it that way. They can get out of this one and survive. It's one of those games as a player when you look up at the clock and you're like, 9:12 still? Come on, go faster.
Well, that's what I mean. What do they always say about the hockey gods evening things out?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Swedish fans, hockey fans that are there are used to low-scoring games. Okay. The tight defensive league in general in the SHL, and the teams that play over there.
So they are fully entertained with this one.
This is unbelievable.
Even if the only goal of the game was a chip shot from in behind the net. As Evgeny Malkin. 8.5 to go in regulation. Penguins sweep it back down into the Predators' end. Pops up in the air and it's taken by Forsberg. Up ahead of the neutral zone, but the Penguins break that up. Can't cleanly get it into the Predators' end. Meanwhile, Nashville ran into one of the officials. Couldn't cleanly get it into the Penguins' end. Nashville re-racking them. Stastny up ahead. Predators dump it down into the Penguin zone, far corner. Waiting for it in behind the net is Wood. He'll sweep it along the far side. Stop at the hash marks at the circle. Now gets it down low. Shoulder save Shelovs on a quick wrister. Still fighting for the puck in the corner.
Flying up into the air, it looked like.
There's Forsberg in the high slot. A little bit of a slap shot, didn't get through traffic. Kopanen tries to chip it
Like
out.
Lizotte, no stick. His stick went flying up into the netting and came back down to the ice. There's a pretty good chance for Ryan O'Reilly coming off the wall.
He just raced over towards the bench as Forsberg kind of whiffed on a one-time attempt, only able to get it to the near corner. Ben Kindle trying to stuff the puck up out of the Penguin zone, but Nashville keeps it alive. From the high slot, a diving effort from one of the Preds. Now Willsby will take it down to the corner. He gets wrapped into the boards by Ryan Graves. Fight for the puck in behind Shelov's net. Pulled away by Michael Bunting, the former Penguin, to Ryan O'Reilly. Now to the high slot. Wrister doesn't get through. Bangs off the end wall. Tough angle shot from the side of the cage. And Shelovs is able to stay on top of it and freeze it with 7:11 to go from Sweden. Penguins still working with a 1-0 lead.
A little bit of a play up top before this happened, and Kindle looked like he's kind of the guy that always picks the puck out is gone. This time, desperation play by the Preds, diving to keep it in, and they go to work in the O-zone. A good chance by Ryan O'Reilly, walking off that wall. Sorry, that was Svechkov. Good save by Shelovs on that play, and then just a shot from the point later as they worked it around that hit off the glass and seemed to almost bounce back over top of the net. Shelov's having to be really sharp. He's had a good game tonight.
24 saves. And the way this game has gone, I was almost wondering if it'd be another bounce to create the second goal, but it's still 1-0 Pens. Far corner, Ben Kindle tries to keep it alive in the Predator zone. Crosby's got it towards the doorstep. Backhand shot, shoulder save Saros.
Hit off a Preds defenseman and landed on top of the net too. Almost got a little help from that as well. Puck out of play into the Preds bench. Puck just popped loose to Crosby down in the corner. He's down there battling with Kindle, and Russ came in and put a good check on Michael Bunting, which freed up Sid to walk through. Good hit by Rust. Sid with the backhander trying to go short side high over the blocker of Saros, and he just shut that down. Saros not the biggest goaltender, but technically very good.
Finnish goaltender standing 5'11", 180.
One of the few NHL goaltending going here. Some late heroics.
Puck kept alive by Crosby. He'll pitchfork it over to the far side as Brian Russ sends it deep. Kindle looks to keep it alive. His centering pass taken away by Stamkos, though. And as the Predators will dump it on, and a weird bounce that Shelovs was luckily able to be on top of. Now a shot from the near point goes wide of the net. Penguins take it back the other way. 16 seconds to go in regulation. Kindle over the Predators line. Penguins are offside. 16.4 seconds left.
Oh boy, what a... Steven Stamkos, tough start to his season this year. Just 3 goals, 4 points for him. And this is 19th game, and he kind of lobbed one in from center ice. It bounced like 5 times. Shelovs had to handle that, then got the puck back, worked it to the point, and a shot that looked like it hit about 3 or 4 bodies before just missing the net. It was a dangerous look again for the Nashville Predators.
47th career game for Stamkos against the Penguins, and this one is heading to overtime. 60 minutes, not enough to decide things from Sweden. Evgeny Malkin with the goal in the second. Philip Forsberg with a late equalizer to tie things up at 1. 3-on-3 OT from Sweden when we come back on the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Since FNB has been the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've realized our teams aren't that different. We both have great checking, at home and on the road. With FNB's league-leading banking app, you get access to a deep lineup of checking accounts. And we both know the importance of big saves, like saving you time with our eStore Common App. One application for all your goals. Can your bank do that? Find out at fnb-online.com/eStore. FNB, member FDIC.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins.
We head to overtime as the Penguins and Predators are tied up at 1 after 60 minutes from Avicii Arena in Stockholm, Sweden. Along with Colby Armstrong, I'm Joe Brand. Both the Penguins and the Predators are looking for their first overtime victory. Neither team has seen a game decided in OT. The Penguins will send Swede Erik Karlsson as one of the three to start overtime, as they often do, with the star power that they have.
The Penguins 0-2-1 when trailing after 2 periods, but I was looking at this stat, 0-7-2 were the Predators when trailing after 2, so a 1-0 lead going into the 3rd period. They push it to try to get their first win in that column and category.
Penguins have also had some trouble in 1-goal games, especially as of late.
It's a fine line. Talked to Staggy in the pregame show here today about Penguins finding their way on the other side of that fine line of late. 1 win in their last 5 games, and Nashville just 1 win in their last 9. 2 teams that are probably happy right now just to get this point.
Predators win the draw. We're underway in overtime. Opening faceoff brought to you by number 1 Cochran. Here's Ryan O'Reilly, 90 in gold over the Penguins line. Leaves it over to the high slot. Hits Forsberg, dragging, centering pass, doesn't get through. Karlsson tries to sweep it ahead. It was a half-hearted pass, though. The Predators take it back. Here's Forsberg, bit of a breakaway, and a big save from Shelovs on the left side.
Forsberg's an absolute sniper. He has such a unique shot. Shelovs with a massive save.
Here's Karlsson now, far circle, centering pass. They're looking for Sid. He can't drag it home.
Looked like Sid deflected that shot into his own feet.
Now Stamkos with speed. He's in the Penguin zone. He scores. A wrister from the near circle as he blasted into the Penguin zone, and the Nashville Predators tie this one late and win it in OT as Steven Stamkos picks up his 4th goal of the season, his 20th career goal against the Pens, and his 48th career game against Pittsburgh. The first game of the Global Series goes to the Nashville Predators.
Well, that game really opened up. The Preds ended up winning the face-off, and then the Penguins with a great chance up ice. Forsberg with a breakaway, back the other way, and Penguins with Crosby in the crease, but this thing is turned off of that play where Crosby looked to deflect it, trying to find it to get it in the net, and couldn't, and then Stamkos was gone. He fed it up to him down the right side. He done what he's done a lot in his career. Maybe not this year as much, Joe. He ripped that thing cross-body over the blocker side of Shelovs to end this thing after Shelovs was 1 minute and 10 seconds away from a shutout.
Yeah. Well, the first overtime winner for the Nashville Predators, their 6th win of the year as they improve to 6-9-4. The Penguins fall in overtime, and they move to 9-5-4. We'll take a break. Paul Steigerwald and Brian Metzer will start the post-game conversation up before Army and I wrap up a few more things. You're listening to the Penguins Radio Network, presented by S&T Bank.
Since FNB has been the official bank of the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've realized our teams aren't that different. We both have great checking, at home and on the road. With FNB's league-leading banking app, you get access to a deep lineup of checking accounts. And we both know the importance of big saves, like saving you time with our eStore Common app. One application for all your goals. Can your bank do that? Find out at fnb-online.com/eStore. FNB, member FDIC.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Pittsburgh Penguins tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Penguins and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, the old Score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Penguins. Hi, Staggy here to tell you about another great product from Nova Scotia. Mr. Donair Beef Jerky and Sticks, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins. In Canada, Donair is similar to gyro meat, but it's seasoned beef, not lamb. And like 87, Mr. Donair Beef Jerky is absolutely off the charts. It's keto-friendly, high in protein, and Mr. Donair's gyro seasoning makes it the best jerky you'll ever taste. You'll find it on Amazon, Cohen Markets, Turkey Hill, Country Fair, and PPG Paints Arena. Mr. Donair, the official jerky of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Hey, Pittsburgh fans, this is Phil Bourque. In hockey, big goals cause big momentum shift. As we all know, our Penguins have scored a lot of big goals over the years. As a founding partner of the Penguins, PPG also likes big goals and is pursuing them off the ice to better the Pittsburgh community and the world. Through their Colorful Communities program, they team up with community partners to protect and beautify neighborhoods globally. Since 2015, they've completed over 500 projects, including one I had the chance to be a part of right here in Pittsburgh. We like big goals because when we score them, we all win.
As the largest and most experienced program in the region, UPMC Sports Medicine knows that injuries can happen to anyone, whether you're a weekend athlete, a rising star, or even a seasoned pro. That's why we offer a complete range of services and experts to help treat and prevent sports-related injuries to get you back in the game. To make an appointment, visit upmcsportsmedicine.com. The UPMC is the official healthcare provider of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Get your business in the game with Glass Mirror Fuel. We supply gas, diesel, propane, and other fuels for businesses throughout Western and Central PA. We even loan tanks and pumps. Call 800-235-9054 or visit glassmirror.com. Your power play for fuel.
This is Phil Bourque, the old 2-9er. Smith's is the official hot dog of the Pittsburgh Penguins and PPG Paints Arena, with recipes over 85 years old. Ask for Smith's hot dogs by name at Giant Eagle and other fine retailers. Smith's, it's a hot dog night in Pittsburgh. Smith'sHotDogs.com.
This is the Rivers Casino Penguins Live postgame show. Here are your hosts, Paul Steigerwald and Brian Metzer.
Well, before the game, we played a soundbite from Kevin Hayes, who actually met with the media this morning in Sweden. And this is what he had to say about the upcoming game against the Nashville Predators.
Starting this morning, starting last night, it's kind of back to business. And when the puck drops, you're going for 2 points. Obviously, the Pred season is probably hasn't gone the way that they want it to go, but they're pretty much in every single game, whether it's 2-1 or 3-1 empty netter, and they got some game breakers over there. So I think our team's hoping to not allow them to use this as a jump start to their season and to keep our season going smooth.
They got some game breakers over there, and I thought immediately of Philip Forsberg and Steven Stamkos, two examples of being literal game breakers and guys who have done that their whole careers, Mets, and sure enough, they come through when they absolutely had to, when they were pretty much down to brass tacks.
Well, you're exactly right, Stag. I mean, the Penguins were being outshot significantly from the start of the second period on. It was 13-2. 5 minutes into the second period after the first period's 8-8 shots on goal for each team. And they're lucky that Luke Evangelista didn't have the game tied early, or Forsberg would have won it in regulation because they just couldn't generate much. I know they got themselves some chances in the third period of play, but Nashville kind of woke up after the first period when the Penguins carried the situation, and it all fell away from them. Shilovs, who will take some heat for maybe not making a save late, even though it was a great shot, kept them in it. He did his job throughout the day, and they didn't do theirs in getting him goals that they needed. So unfortunately, Penguins fall in Game 1 of the Global Series, and at least they get another crack at it Sunday morning at 9.
Let's go back to Joe and Colby.
Well, to your point, Steige, and more specifically to Kevin Hayes' point, the Nashville Predators now 4-2-4 in one-goal games. That's 10 games out of their 19 this year. So, yeah, he's right. I mean, the Predators are in a lot of them. And, Army, there's no way around this. The Penguins probably felt like they were lucky to be scoreless for as long as they were. They were lucky to be ahead 1-0 for as long as they were. It felt like this game was going to even up at some point. And then it did. Philip Forsberg tied things up late.
Yeah, more of the quality chances. They carried majority of the play. And for the Penguins late, after a lucky goal earlier in the game from Evgeny Malkin from behind the net, got a little help off a deflection, off a stick and McCarron that deflected in off of Saros. They kind of seem to be in hang-on mode a little bit. And, there's a couple spurts here and there where they created and had some time in the offensive zone, but just not enough all game for 60 minutes or even more for that matter that we got to overtime. But you can't ask for much more from Shilovs. Outshot crazy in the second period, held him in there, breakaway attempts, held him in there. Kind of crazy to see a minute and 10 seconds left in the game as the Penguins were in hang-on mode. That Forsberg, the hometown countryman for the Nashville Predators, tied that thing up.
I think we'll just go ahead and call that the play of the game, right, by Rivers Casino.
Yeah, it was huge for that. Yeah, everyone just scattered, and Forsberg came through like a bull off that face-off in the D zone. Crosby actually won that draw, and Forsberg with an unbelievable play, forehand to backhand, and just ripped that thing up over the high glove side of Artur Shilovs. And I imagine off a timeout, Joe, that's something that the Penguins didn't draw up, like, hey, we're going to go do this, but their brains went wacky, and they just vacated the area, and Forsberg made an all-time skill play to tie it up and finally get through to Shilovs. Big goal for them, tying it.
Yeah, again, Crosby not only won the draw, he almost got a pass off, but that was where Forsberg came blasting through and tied the game up to an eventual Steven Stamkos overtime game winner. Our 3 stars are brought to you by your neighborhood Ford store. Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs are the official vehicles of the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, your 3rd star tonight, we talked about him. He kept the Penguins in it. Artur Shilovs with a great game here today and fought off several chances. The Preds seem to have a lot of bodies at the net as well.
They did.
And 30 total shots here tonight, and 2 of them beat him late in this game. He did everything he could to keep him in it. Philip Forsberg, we just talked about that goal that he had. Beautiful finish. Got their team back in this game to force overtime. And then Steven Stamkos, who hasn't had the greatest start to his season. Lots of talk about him, how it's working out for him in Nashville. But he got his 4th goal in overtime for the game winner on his first shot of that hockey game, streaking down the wing, far side wrister, just beautiful shot, very Steven Stamkos-like, and he'll get that 1st star here today.
So the Penguins fall in overtime, 2-1 the final. They move to 9-5-4 on the year. The Nashville Predators improved to 6-9-4. It was kind of a weird day, Army. Again, the Penguins didn't play all that great. They were about 70 seconds away from picking up a win. Artur Shilovs having a shutout, and here we are on the total flip side. So in a way, the Penguins are lucky to have gotten a point out of this game.
They were, and I think both teams were happy to get a point here.
Yeah.
They've been struggling of late. For the Penguins, that one stings after the start they had. Nashville seemingly have been battling hard out of the start. You're just 1 win in their last 9 games, and so that's very meaningful to them. And that, at the same time, I say that's tough for the Penguins, who we go back a few games ago to that Toronto game up 3-0, and you think about that one, and the LA game as well before they head off to Sweden, and that one's got to sting a little bit after they were so close, although they didn't play the best, that you couldn't hang on to get that win in the dying last minute and 10 seconds of this hockey game. So not a high-scoring game, not truly a smooth, like back and forth kind of game that we've seen from the Penguins this year. A little bit choppy, and I'm hopeful that when we come back in here on Sunday, it's an early morning game here for us. That we get a better effort, I think, from the Penguins to a man down the lineup.
That'll be the Penguins trying to even things up in the 2025 Global Series.
You think we see Murashov?
I think so.
All right, we'll let Staggy and Metz figure that one out, won't we?
I think I know who Staggy wants to see, that's for sure. I mean, you could pencil him in. No, use ink, maybe a Sharpie, but... all right, buddy. We'll see you Sunday. I'll bring the coffee. You bring the smoked fish.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, a little Swedish breakfast for you, bud.
That's the Arm Dog, Colby Armstrong.
Pickled herring.
How about it? Not jarred, though. Fresh.
Yes.
Big thanks to everyone that helped out in our broadcast today, like Dorn Check helping us out.